All right, looks like I am live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Evil. This is the only channel that does Resident Evil playthroughs, talks about all sorts of stuff, does tier lists, which is this portion of the channel, does countdowns, all sorts of stuff, plays through all sorts of games. So yeah, today I'm doing a tier list of all the original 150 Pokemon. Obviously, you can see that there's some Mega Evolutions in this list, which is kind of weird, but yeah, so I'm gonna make do with that, whatever. But yeah, thank you guys so much for chilling, and if you guys like Pokemon, definitely feel free to comment down below if you have any questions. I'm gonna be a little bit critical, just because that's, you know, what I do here, in this portion of the channel, the tier list portion. There are some Pokemon that I like and some Pokemon that I absolutely despise, especially in Gen 1 or just in general. So yeah, but definitely just realize that this is my opinion. It's not your opinion. I do not speak for you. And if you like a certain Pokemon that I don't like, then leave it down in the comments, or you know, also that sort of shit. Yeah, so the original 150 Pokemon, I gotta rank them all, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with the first generation, go up all the way up to Gen 5, just because after Gen 5, I haven't really played any of the games. I've been pretty busy, but yeah, so let's get started. But before I start ranking and stuff like that, if you guys like this channel and you like Pokemon or whatever, definitely please give a subscribe if you want. That'd be awesome. And if you don't, hey, there's always the, you know, the like or dislike button. Definitely helps the channel, to you know, to give it some more exposure. Both help, even if it's a dislike, whatever. Also, if you want to share this video with your friends, and so that way, you know, if they like Pokemon, which, I mean, who fucking doesn't, you know, definitely give my video a share, or hit that notify bell too. Definitely do that. If you want to see more of these tier lists, I do tier lists of a lot of things, and you know, like Resident Evil stuff. I have some tier lists of that. Mortal Kombat stuff, Rick and Morty episodes so far, season 1 through 4. I have that out. So yeah, this is gonna be a mainstay on the channel. I'm gonna do a tier list of Pokemon once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on, you know, how I feel. If I just want to take the weekend off, which I usually do on Saturday and Sunday, then I will do so. But so yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm gonna put the live chat on my phone so I can interact with you guys while I am ranking these Pokemans, as my parents would call it back in the day. These Pokemans. Pokemon. Are you playing Pokemon again? My mom would be like, and I'd be like, yes, Mom, I'm playing Pokemon. It's Pokemon. So yeah, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of backstory on why I love Pokemon and how I started loving Pokemon. Basically, obviously, I'm a 90s kid. And when you're a 90s kid, there's only a certain fucking... There's, like, up to 5 or 6 things that you like. There's, like, you like Eminem, you like Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, fucking, you know, old-timey tunes from the 90s. You like Hey Arnold and shit like that. And you like Pokemon, because Pokemon came out in 95 or 96, somewhere around there, and it just fucking blew up, man. Everybody and their mother had, you know, Pokemon games, and, well, maybe not their mother. Their mother was probably just like, what are you watching this crap for? This crap is so stupid. Why are you blah, blah, blah? But yeah, no, like, everybody and their mother collected Pokemon cards, played Pokemon games. I didn't play Pokemon games till later because my parents didn't want me to get a Game Boy, because they were just like, oh, when we go out, we don't want you to, like, you know, we want you to pay attention to what we're doing because we want to have fun with you. We don't want you to play video games while you're out of the house. That's for inside the house, which I totally and completely understand. If I was a parent, I'd be like, yo, dude, put down the fucking Game Boy and let's chill, bro. Come on, let's throw some Frisbee or whatever. So yeah. But I'm a 90s kid through and through, and I usually have things on this channel that wrestle with some sort of evil. And I think Pokemon's you know, the same as that. It's not like horror or anything or a fighting game. Well, it is a turn-based fighting game, but it's more than that. It's like, you know, you have story arcs, especially in the TV show. You had Team Rocket, and they were always trying to steal Pokemon and Pikachu, and you had their badass boss Giovanni with his Persian, and he's petting his Persian and telling Jesse and James and Meowth what to do. Like that, dude, that show was fucking awesome, and I watched that later on in life, and I was just like, oh my god, this show is so much funnier and so much better than I even remember. So yeah, so I decided, you know what, fuck it, why not? Let's rate these fucking Pokemon and shit, and you know, whatever. So let's get to it. So we have the original G, the OG, Pokemon number 1, Bulbasaur. I've never really been a Bulbasaur fan, personally. He's like one of my least favorite starters, I guess, in the whole entire Pokemon series. He's cute, though. He's cute. But I don't know. Charmander and fucking, you know, this evolutionary chain or whatever is badass. So is Squirtle and all the way up to Bulbasaur. I'm also not going to be tier listing the Mega Evolutions just because I haven't even played really any of the games that involve Mega Evolutions, so I just thought, you know what, fuck it, why bother? So yeah, Bulbasaur, I think below average would do. He's cute, he's awesome, I guess, in a way. I love Ash's Bulbasaur in the show, especially. In the games, I would never ever start with him. I don't know why. I just don't like the way he looks, I guess. Ivysaur, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the second evolutions of the basic Pokemon. I just kind of find them a little bit shit, I guess. So, I think I'm going to put Ivysaur in the D tier because, like I said, I'm not a big Bulbasaur fan, so whatever. And, let's see. Alright, Venusaur. I guess he's pretty strong when it comes to defense in the games. But I mean, I'm not gonna rate, the Pokemon strongest to, you know, weakest or whatever. Because obviously, you know, you guys would know who the strongest is out of all these guys. It's plainly obvious. It's gotta be Mewtwo, right? So yeah, but no, Venusaur, like I said, not really a big fan of Bulbasaur or, you know, the of the evolution of Bulbasaur. So I'm gonna put Venusaur. But he's a strong Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. So I'm gonna put him in average. Okay. So we got Charmander. I fucking love Charmander, dude. He's cute. He's a salamander that has a tail that's lit on fire. Like, he's badass, man. And he's so cute in the fucking anime too. Like, I love Bulbasaur. He's awesome, man. And what he evolves into obviously is fucking god tier. But I'm not gonna talk about that yet. We got a couple minutes for that. But Charmander, dude, he's going up to S tier, man. Cause why the fuck not? He's a fire type. He's fucking awesome. He's badass, man. Charmeleon, not so much. I guess I'd put Charmeleon at average. Just cause why is he so red? I never understood that. Why is he redder than Charmander and Charizard? Shouldn't Charizard be red? I don't know. I never really understood why he's so red and fucking Charmander's like orange. I never understood that, but but whatever. So yeah, Charmeleon, put in average category. He's kind of cool looking, but I don't know. It's basically just like, oh yeah, I picked Charmander to get to Charizard, but then you get to Charmeleon and it's just like, dude, when is he gonna fucking evolve to Charizard, man? I just want him to evolve already. So yeah, I mean, Charmeleon, definitely average, I guess. Charizard obviously is gonna be S tier because why the fuck not? I mean, Charizard's badass, dude. He flies. His Pokemon card, the original Pokemon card of Charizard, is worth a lot of fucking money now. I just I looked up the price probably like 6-7 months ago. It probably went up, but I think it was around a couple hundred for like a mint Charizard, which is crazy. That's crazy. I never I never thought that as a kid, me collecting Pokemon cards, which I still have my collection, by the way. I would love to show that off on a stream or whatever, but it's crazy that a little piece of plastic and whatever that, or a little piece of paper or whatever, is worth so much money. I never expected that shit. But anyways, whatever. But yeah, Charizard's badass. He was awesome in the anime too, because he was so fucking lazy. Anytime, you know, Ash gave him a command, he would just never listen. He would scratch his butt and fucking, you know, just light Ash on fire, literally turn him into Ash, which is really fucking hilarious. I love Charizard, man. He's awesome. It sucks that he's such a dick, but whatever. But yeah, Charizard, without a doubt, probably one of my favorite basic third evolutions, or starter third evolutions that there is in Pokemon in general. So yeah. And also the fact that he's a flying type definitely gives him points, because, you know, you could use fly and whatever, especially in the games. So yeah, Charizard, S tier. Why not? Squirtle. Yeah, dude. Squirtle's S tier. Squirtle's badass, man, especially in the anime, dude. He wears the sunglasses and shit like that, and he's chilling out with all the fucking Squirtles, man. He's awesome. Yeah, I mean, if I don't pick Charmander, if I feel like, oh yeah, you know, like I picked Charmander before or whatever, then I go with Squirtle, man. He's my number 2. He's my my backup bitch when it comes to Pokemon, definitely. Okay, War Turtle, not so much. I don't like his design. I don't like the way he looks. He just looks kind of weird. Like his tail looks wavy, like you're in the clouds or something. And his tail is like part of the clouds. I don't get it. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna put him below average. Not useless. Actually, I don't think Ivysaur is useless. I think he's just below average. There are some Pokemon that I feel are completely useless, and I hate them. And I just don't even catch that Pokemon in specific, or the Pokemon that I'm gonna be listing down in D tier, down in the D tier depths. But yeah. War Turtle's not that great. I don't really like the look of him. Blastoise, on the other hand, dude, solid S tier. Once again, like, awesome. I just love the look of him. He has those 2 cannons on his back and his shell that just fuck motherfuckers up. Hydro Pump is a dope-ass move. So, yeah. Bulbasaur, definitely S tier for sure. Like I said, I love the look at him. He's a fucking giant turtle. Like, how could you not like him, dude? So, yeah, let's move on to Caterpie. Yeah, you kind of get sick of Caterpie after a while in the games. Because he pops up fucking everywhere. And it's just like, yeah, I like Butterfree, but, like, do I really want to deal with this scrawny little fucking worm all the time? No, not really. He does evolve pretty quickly into Metapod, and then, you know, Metapod into Butterfree, but just such a weird looking Pokemon. Look, has got his fucking tongue sticking out like he's a serpent or something, like a snake. I'm not sure that I really care too much about Caterpie, not Caterpie. Yeah, Caterpie. I almost called him Caterfree, which you know, I guess would kind of make sense. But yeah, no, Caterpie, I don't know. Useless in my opinion. Metapod, yeah, I'm gonna put him into useless too. If you catch a Metapod without evolving him from a Caterpie, he only knows Harden. Like, what the why does he only use Harden? I don't know. So we can have an excellent defense. Whoop-de-doo. I don't know. Metapod, not my cup of tea. Also, I always thought he kind of looked a little bit weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like I said, if you guys like any of these Pokemon that I put in the useless tier, feel free to comment down below. But Metapod, yeah, suck it. Fucking Harden. Get that crap out of here, man. Get that fucking shit out of here. Butterfree, on the other hand, I like him. He's good. Not my favorite, but like in the anime, dude, there's a touching moment where Ash releases Butterfree into the wild so he can mate. Like that was one of like the most heart-wrenching episodes. I love that episode. I actually want to go back and watch, you know, the original generation first season, because I miss it. It's great. It's a great time. Yeah, so Butterfree. Also, you know, I think Butterfree learned Sleep Powder, which is also really, really good. Butterfree is actually excellent to have in the games, honestly, because that butterfly is just a tank, man. He's a fucking tank, especially when it comes to, you know, versing any other type besides like fire types. He's pretty dope. So yeah, Butterfree, good tier. I also like the look of him. I mean, you know, he's got those cute little wings, cute little antennas flopping around and shit. Also, I'm gonna make it a goal right now not to make any of the Pokemon sounds, like, you know, the way Pikachu says Pikachu in the anime or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna try and geek out that much. But I love Pokemon, and I wanted to do this for a while, but I just didn't have, you know, the time, and because of COVID and everything, I've just been rushing around. So yeah, so Butterfree, good tier. Let's move on to Weedle. Yeah, another one of those useless bastards that I just can't stand. I mean, Weedle's Weedle. You know, he evolves into Beedrill, which, you know, I'll talk about that in like a few minutes. But Weedle, like I said, I don't really like the design of him either. I mean, he just looks kind of dumb. He looks really derpy. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, if you catch a Weedle and you evolve it into Kakuna, it's better. But Kakuna, same as Metapod, learns Harden, or knows Harden when you catch him in the wild. It's just, he's useless. Like, so yeah, all four of these I can put in the useless category and feel happy about that. Yeah, but Kakuna, not a big fan of Kakuna. Beedrill, on the other hand, I do like Beedrill. I'll put him in the good category as well, just because he looks fucking badass, man. He's a giant bee. He's got those fucking, those, like, he has, like, horns for hands, pretty much. Like, that's, imagine fucking, you know, going into the woods and seeing one of those motherfuckers. You either have to have, like, a giant can of Raid with you, or you're fucked, because that thing's gonna, like, slit your fucking throat in your sleep, or whatever. So, yeah, Beedrill is fucking badass. I love the design of him. I love the way he looks. In the games, I get kind of excited with Beedrill, because, you know, he looks cool. I mean, you could catch him in the wild. He's a little bit weaker, I think. I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't played Fire Red or Leaf Green in a while. I don't like playing the original games, like Red and Yellow and Blue, just because they're kind of slow. They're very, very slow. It's like kind of sluggish to play through now that I think about it. But yeah, no, Beedrill definitely takes a good tier for sure. I also remember in the anime where they're running through the forest and there's a fucking Beedrill, and they're pretty much screwed. Like, they have to just run away because that motherfucker is just aggravated and he wants to, you know, kick some ass, man. So yeah, Beedrill, definitely in the good tier. Pidgey, a lot of people like the you know, the evolutionary whatever of Pidgey. I can't stand Pidgey personally. He pops up way too much in the games. He's really fucking annoying. And Pidgeotto is only as strong as he can be, honestly, to me anyways. Like, yeah, flying type aside, you know, just useless. When I come across him, I gotta run away. Sometimes he can't run away. So yeah, Pidgeys are really fucking annoying. And I'm gonna put Pidgeot and I'm gonna put Pidgeot. Actually, no, I think it's Pidgey, Pidgeotto, and Pidgeot. Yeah, Pidgeotto is going to go in the useless tier too, just because he doesn't become, I guess, worthy enough of being higher until the third evolutionary, you know, the third evolution of Pidgey. So I'm going to put Pidgeot maybe in the average tier, or maybe below average. Like I said, not a big fan of Pidgey, or the evolutions of him. Not a big fan. Let's move on to Rattata. Yeah, fuck Rattata. Right off the bat, just an annoying fucking Pokemon, and his evolved form really isn't much better. So, Rattata and Raticate, yeah, useless tier for fucking sure. There's a lot of Pokemon that I don't like in Gen 1, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, Rattata and Raticate, fuck them. Like, there's way too many fucking Rattata in the game that you come across them every 3 seconds. It's just like, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. Raticate's just kind of gross looking. Like, why would you want a Pokemon anywhere near you that looks anything like that? Looks like the motherfucker wants to eat your soul. Look at those teeth, man. He wants to eat your soul like a Dementor from fucking Harry Potter or some shit. Yeah, not a big fan of Raticate either. Spiro. Yeah, another Pokemon where I'm definitely going to put him in the useless tier. Fearow is a little bit higher than useless, but Spiro, man, look at the thing. It looks pathetic. Like, it looks like, I don't know. Looks like it needs a meal or something. Like, look at that shit. I don't know. Just like a scrawny, shittier version of Pidgey, if that's even possible. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Spiro. I'd always try and avoid that Pokemon every single time I play, you know, Fire Red or Leaf Green, especially Leaf Green. The Leaf Green is the one that I play the most. I like that better than Fire Red, but whatever. Yeah, no, Spiro, useless. Fearow looks like a fucking, just like a whack-ass fucking chicken on crack. I never liked the look of Spiro, but in a way, it kind of makes me feel like he's pretty cool, too, because he's, I don't know, Fearow is kind of unique. So, yeah, I'll put him in below average. Yeah, that seems fair, below average. Okay, moving on. Atkins, yep, he's going to go in my favorite tier, because Atkins spells snake backwards, and he is a snake Pokemon. Also, Team Rocket has an Atkins too. So, yeah, Atkins definitely S tier for sure. One of my favorite Pokemon. Just because I love Team Rocket, man. Team Rocket's badass. And yeah, I feel like Atkins was always kind of rare to find in the games, especially in the earlier ones. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But Atkins, definitely a solid S tier, one of my favorites. Arbok, man. Oh, I love the look of this Pokemon. He looks so badass. So cool, man. He just looks like what he should be, a fucking Viper. I mean, you see Atkins, he kind of looks like a little bitch. And then fucking Arbok is just like, holy shit, man. If I saw one of those fucking Arboks anywhere near me, I'd probably die of a heart attack, honestly. I'd probably be like, you know what, Lord? Take me now. And I'd be dead. Arbok's badass, and I love Team Rocket's, you know, when their Ekans evolves into Arbok. It's awesome. I love Arbok. Alright, let's move on to Pikachu. Obviously. Gotta be S tier, right? I mean, how many fond memories do you remember of Pikachu? Like, trillions of fond memories with this Pokemon. He's a cute little guy, cute little mouse Pokemon. You know, he's definitely hard to find in the wild, in the you know, the older games. But no, he's just so cool, and Pikachu is basically like the main character almost in the anime. Like, there's so much character that exudes from that Pokemon just saying its name. It's awesome, you know? Like, oh man, the movie with Mewtwo, Pokemon 2000, where Pikachu like almost dies. Like, that is like the saddest moment I feel in like anime history. I really do. I remember seeing that movie when I was a kid, and just like being like, no, Pikachu, no. I felt for Ash, man. I felt for him. But yeah, Pikachu is just so cute. I love him. So much character inside of this little fucking tiny mouse. Just awesome. Let's move on to Raichu. Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of Raichu. I'll put him in below average. Yeah, I mean, how can you get something so cute, so lovable, and so amazing, and then it turns into that fat little thing? Like, I don't get that. Raichu looks like something that fucking my cat was chasing the other day. Just like, you know, my cat ripping it to shreds. Like, I don't know. He looks like he needs to work out a little bit, man. He looks a little bit pudgy. As opposed to Pikachu, he looks fit as a fiddle, man. He looks like fucking, You know, he was bench pressing 350 yesterday. Like, look at him, man. He looks dope. And then Raichu is like, come on, man, lose some weight. Eat your veggies, dude. Eat some veggies. Yeah, Raichu, not a big fan of Raichu. I mean, honestly, if I ever, you know, if I caught a Pikachu in the games, I would just keep it as Pikachu. Because Pikachu's just badass by himself. Like, who doesn't love Pikachu? So, yeah, let's move on to Sandshrew. You know what? Come to think of it, Sandshrew, he's pretty simple, but he's cool looking. He's like one of those Pokemons that you know, one of those Pokemon where you can tell, like, okay, cool, you know? And his evolved form is just him with spikes on his back and longer claws. Like, it's simple. He looks like he belongs in the ground, digging around and shit, which is, it makes sense. I think he's a ground type, so that works. I'm going to put Sandshrew in the good tier. I like Sandshrew. He's a nice little Pokemon to have, to see, and to, you know, even evolve. Sandslash, yeah, same thing, good. Sandslash actually looks pretty badass. I like the more rigid Pokemon, I don't know why. The ones that have spikes and shit. I don't know. I'm a big fan of that. I don't know why. But, alright. Let's move on to the Nidorans and Nidorinos of the world. So, yeah, Nidoran, female version. Yeah. Not a big fan of Nidoran, personally. The Nidorans are kind of average. I'll just put both of them together. Yeah, the Nidorans are kind of average. Once you get them, they're like scrawny little fucks, you know? It's like they haven't even sowed their oats enough yet to look, you know, even close to badass. But then you get to Nidorina, or whatever, however you guys want to say it. Nidorina, I always thought was pretty cool. I always liked Nidorina better than Nidorino. Because like Nidorina just looks like it's you know, on two legs, which is kind of cool, man. I like Nidorina, so I'm gonna put Nidorina in the good tier, average, and Nidorino I'll put in below average, and then we get to Nidoqueen and Nidoking. I like Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen looks badass as fuck, man. She definitely looks like the fucking, you know, the what's it called? The breadwinner in the relationship, man. Because Nidoking, he looks aggressive, but it also looks like, you know, he could get his ass kicked pretty quickly. But Nidoqueen, man, she definitely rules the roost around there, that's for sure. And then in the Nido household. So yeah, I'm gonna put Nidoqueen right in the good tier, and Nidoking as well. But I like Nidoqueen a little bit better, I guess. Yeah, so Nidoqueen, Nidoking, and let's see, Clefairy. Yeah, useless. I never liked Clefairy, or Clefable for that matter. I just thought that they're like the black sheep of the family of 150 Pokemon. They're like the Pokemon that you remember the least about. They're just plain. Like, they look way too friendly to fight anything, you know? They look like little pussies. Look at that thing. They're just all swirly and weird looking. Looks like it wants to hug you, not fight. And the same thing with Clefable. It's like, no. No. Just no. Just get out of here. So yeah, definitely in useless tier for sure. Ooh, we get to Vulpix. I love me some Vulpix, man. Vulpix is probably one of the coolest starters. Or no, probably one of the coolest fire Pokemon that there is in the game. The first evolved form is cool. I mean, Vulpix is awesome. I mean, his evolution is awesome. Like, really, really awesome. Definitely going to be favorite tier also. But Vulpix just looks cute, but it looks like it could also, like, potentially, like, you know, you're going to lose your life if you encounter one of those motherfuckers. So, yeah, stay aware of the Vulpix. I don't remember too much about Vulpix in the anime, but the games, though, I would pick up a Vulpix any day. Like, that would be definitely part of my six, my original six, my party of six, man. Definitely for sure. So yeah, Vulpix and S tier for sure. Ninetales. Oh man, I love the elegance and the beauty in this Pokemon. It's just so gorgeous looking. Like whoever designed this Pokemon, big props, because Ninetales looks like amazing. It just looks like a really, really badass fox with 9 tails, and you can't get fucking better than that. Like, Ninetales is dope. I also can't remember a lot of moments from the anime with Ninetales, and honestly, finding a Vulpix in general, I feel in the younger game or the older games, like you know, is pretty rare too. So yeah, but Ninetales is dope though. I really love Ninetales. So yeah, let's move on. Jigglypuff, fuck yeah, man. Jigglypuff is in Super Smash Brothers as well as he should be, because fucking Jigglypuff's awesome. I just remember in the anime when he sung the Jigglypuff song, everybody fell asleep all the time, and then he fucking drew on their faces like a fucking frat boy at a frat party. After everyone falls asleep, he just fucking draws a bunch of dicks on everybody's faces. Like, that is Vulpix, or that is Jigglypuff. I fucking love Jigglypuff. Wigglytuff, on the other hand, I'm not a big fan of Wigglytuff. He looks way too... Yeah, he just looks way too weird looking. I don't know, man. He's like I said with Raichu, he just looks like a bloated, really awkward version of Jigglypuff. So yeah, Wigglytuff. I'm gonna give him the shaft here. I'm gonna put him in below average. I mean, he's definitely not as bad as Clefairy and Clefable, don't get me wrong, but Wigglytuff, below average, I guess, in my book anyways, just from the way it looks. Zubat, yeah, fuck Zubat. We all know how fucking annoying Zubats are, especially when you're in a cave in one of the any of the games. Fucking Zubat is always there to just fuck your shit up, fuck your day up. And then it poisons you, and then you gotta go through the whole entire cave over again. Like, fuck Zubat. And then it's like impossible to run away from those fucks too. Yeah, fuck Zubat. I've had so many bad memories with Zubat in my life. In all the games, and none of them are, no memory is good with Zubat. And same with Golbat, like fuck Golbat. Crobat's pretty badass, but yeah, fuck Golbat. Bunch of sons of bitches over there. Fucking, yeah, I see you. Yelling at me. Yeah, fuck you, Zubat. Alright, so we're gonna go to Oddish. Oddish is cool, man. Yeah, Oddish is pretty cool. I'm not gonna put him that high just because he looks like a little berry. Like a little blueberry. It's like, that thing does not look tough at all. But Vileplume is dope. But yeah, no. Oddish, I'm gonna put him higher than Wigglytuff, that's for sure. I'll put him in average, you know, because he is kind of cute. You know, he's just a little berry with a couple leaves on top, like, whatever. Gloom, I like the look of Gloom. He just looks like he looks like a fucking, like an Oddish that's grown up a little bit and just got all rotten and shit, and like it contracted rabies from another Pokemon. Like, that's the way Oddish looks. I guess I'll put Oddish in average too. But yeah, I definitely like the look of this Pokemon. I guess I could put Oddish in below average, but yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, this is the way this list is going. S tier is my favorite Pokemon. Good is A tier. B tier is average. C tier is below average, and D tier is useless. So yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. And also, I'm gonna shift these Pokemon around once I'm done. You know, putting them in a list in a tier spot. And you guys are gonna see what my least favorite Pokemon is and what my favorite Pokemon is in Gen 1. It's just to make it a little fun. That's what I like to do with these tier lists. So yeah, Vileplume, I'm gonna put it in good tier because Vileplume's dope, man. Especially, you know, if you have enough patience to even evolve Oddish in the first place. Just Vileplume fucks motherfuckers up. like for real. So yeah, Vileplume's there. Like I don't really remember too many memories in the anime. I'd have to watch it again of like Oddish and Gloom and Vileplume and all, and you know, that evolution. But yeah, Vileplume I could put in good tier because I like the look of the Pokemon. The Pokemon itself looks pretty badass. So yeah, let's move on to Paris. I love Paris, man. I'm gonna put Paris in my favorite tier because I had a bunch of, you know, like hermit crabs as a kid and whatever, and Paris just reminds me of like a non-shelled hermit crab. I've always liked the look of it, and in the anime it was so cute and so adorable. Like and just, it's a little crab, man. It's just, he's, you know, he's cute. So yeah, just gotta put Paris in there. Also, when he honestly, Paris was always my go-to in gold version, because he knows how to, you know, he knows the move Sleep, which is excellent. It's an excellent thing to do, especially in the games. Like, it's an excellent move, you know, especially when you're versing gyms and shit. Like, Paris is dope. Let's move on to Parasect. Again, man, I love Parasect. He's awesome. I didn't like him when I was a kid, but now I like him a lot more because there's a lot of mystery to him. It's like, why is his shell shaped like a mushroom? And also, like, is his body also shaped like the shell? So many questions. So much mystery to this Pokemon. He also looks kind of derpy, but he looks fucking tough, man. Looks like he'll snip off your wiener in 2 seconds if you get anywhere near the fucking thing. Parasect is pretty dope. Let's move on to Venonat. Venonat's cool, I guess. A little too fluffy for my taste, though. I don't know. And the vampire teeth is kind of distracting. Yeah, Venonat, I'll put in below average. He's not a useless Pokemon per se. Just not a Pokemon that I would want to catch and waste a Pokeball on, if you catch my drift, if you know what I mean. Also, those bug eyes kind of creep me out. Like, and what is he even under all that fur and shit? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like if you shaved him, he'd look fucking creepy as hell. I don't even want to venture into that. So, yeah, Venom Moth. Not my favorite evolution of a Pokemon, to be honest with you. I'm gonna put him in below average. Yeah, Venomoth below average, because I don't really have any fond memories with you know, Venomoth. Never put the thing in my party at all or anything. It was just that and honestly, he's one of those Pokemon that when I looked at the list of Pokemon, you know, later on in life, because I didn't know what all the Pokemon looked like, because I didn't catch them all, obviously, even though that's the point of the game. But whatever, don't judge me. Venomoth was just like, oh, really? That thing evolves into that thing? What? So yeah, the evolution just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, if you think about it. So yeah, Venomoth, below average, motherfucker. That's where you belong. Let's move on to Diglett. Diglett, I like Diglets, man. They're I just like, you know, the way they say their name in the anime, honestly. Dugtrio, on the other hand, it's just 3 heads. I guess 3 heads are better than 1, though, so that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna put Diglett in the good tier. I reference Diglett a lot. He just looks like that weird mole motherfucker just coming out of the ground like a groundhog, just like, oh yeah. And like, also, I've never understood what does he look like underneath the ground? Does he have feet or legs, or is he just a bullet looking, weird looking fucking groundhog thing? I don't know. The mound of dirt by his legs, that always made me question so many things. Dugtrio, yeah. Average? No. Below average. Because it's just the same thing, only there's 3 of them. I mean, like I said, 3 heads are better than 1, but in my opinion, I just don't... I mean, they could have done some cool shit with Diglett, but they didn't. And it's the same thing. It's like, they're so cramped together. Why? And like, whose legs are moving? Are there legs under there? I don't even know. So yeah. Diglett over here. Dugtrio over here. Makes sense to me. Let's move on. Meowth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Solid S tier, dude. So many laughs in the Pokemon anime. And one of my favorite episodes with featuring Meowth is like he goes off and quits Team Rocket and he goes and becomes a ramen noodle chef. Like, fucking Meowth, man, he's awesome. He's never not awesome. And like the thing with him is that he's a cat. Cats are like my favorite animals of all time. My cat is just sitting over there chilling, you know? So yeah. I mean, I love cat Pokemon. Not all the cat Pokemon, because there are some that I'm just like, ugh, you look nasty. But yeah, I love Meowth. He's cool. He has swag to him. He's the only person that actually talks human language. He just looks cool, man. And I've always liked his plans. The dastardly Team Rocket. He's always the brains behind the outfit. So yeah, Meowth is awesome. I would definitely, I definitely caught him a lot in the games too, because Meowth is awesome. Like, he's just an adorable kitty cat. You know, you can't beat that. So yeah, but his evolved form Persian isn't as good in my opinion, but I still like cats. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the good tier. Actually, you know what? I forgot that Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, has a Persian, and he just pets that fucking Persian ominously. Actually, I referenced that before, but I almost forgot to talk about that. So yeah, I guess I could put, Persian definitely in good tier, because other than that, Persian doesn't really do it. Like, he barely even does anything in the anime, and, you know, I'd rather have Meowth over Persian, but Persian looks like it'll fuck you up. It looks like my cat, almost. Looks like Clyde over there. So, yeah. Persian, good tier. Makes sense. Psyduck, favorite tier. For anime reasons. Like, I don't know. Psyduck really pissed Misty off all the time. Just getting everybody confused and shit, and just, like, the Pokemon's completely useless, but, like, useless in a funny way. Like, it just gets confused and fucking, you know, and then finally explodes, and then Misty's just like, oh no. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Psyduck. I like Psyduck. He's just a weird looking thing that I can appreciate it. I can appreciate Psyduck. So yeah, Golduck on the other hand, I don't like the evolution of Psyduck whatsoever. Golduck looks nothing like Psyduck in any way, shape, or form. He looks badass and menacing, and like, you know, like he's a fucking scrapper and a champ, but that's pretty much it. Golduck, I'm gonna put him in below average. There we go. Another evolution that I'm not fond of, just because it doesn't match the first Pokemon. It just looks kind of awkward. It's like if you were to show a picture of Psyduck and then be like, oh, what do you think this Pokemon evolves into? And you show the same person Golduck afterwards. They're just like, how? Somebody that's never played Pokemon before, which, you know, it's definitely hard to find somebody out there that hasn't. But yeah, I mean, Golduck, not a big fan of the Pokemon in general. So yeah, let's move on to Mankey. I like Mankey, and I love all fighting types. Not every fighting type per se, but Mankey's pretty dope. So, favorite tier. One of my favorite episodes, actually, no, I'll talk about that next, but Mankey's awesome. Just because, like, it gets, like, aggravated and pissed off and, like, just goes ham. And just, like, I think Mankey punched the shit out of Ash at one point. So, yeah. That's, Ash takes a lot of abuse in the anime. I realize that. Like, Pokemon are very abusive to him. But, then again, the motherfucker is catching him, so you can have, you know, that Pokemon or whatever fight against another one. It's kind of like a cockfight. But, yeah, I like Mankey. It's a cool-looking little pig thing. Looks like a scrapper, though. Like, this thing looks agitated all the time. Primeape, yeah, definitely going to be in favorite tier for sure, too. Like I said, I love all fighting-type Pokemon. Well, not every, but most of them. Like, 90% of them. Also, I really love Primeape. My favorite episode of all time in the first gen anime is when he gets Mankey and evolves it into Primeape, and he enters a tournament with fighting Pokemon, and you see Machamps and Machokes and Machops and fucking, Hitmonlees and Hitmonchans and shit. And just like Primeape is just like right there, and he looks cool, and he has little boxing gloves for hands, and he just looks like a fucking badass pig that will fuck you up. I love Primeape. Primeape's alright. So yeah, let's go on Growlithe. Let's see. Growlithe to me is good. Arcanine is better. I would put... Okay, so Growlithe, I don't remember a lot about Growlithe in the anime or in the games. I would kind of avoid him, but like I would catch him if I couldn't find a Vulpix, just because he's a fire type. He's badass, especially if I start out with Squirtle. I like to get fire types to back me up. So Growlithe is definitely a good Pokemon to support Squirtle. You got to have a fire type and a water type and an electric type, definitely. Or yeah, I mean, I stay away from plant types or grass types, but whatever. But yeah, I'm a big I like Growlithe. He's cool. He's a little canine, little cute little thing, but it looks like it can also fuck you up. So yeah, also being a fire type definitely gets him some points with me. Arcanine, on the other hand, yeah, he's definitely going in the S tier for sure. Arcanine's a beautiful Pokemon, really elegant and just like fierce looking. I love the way Arcanine looks. But yeah, I mean, you have to go through Growlithe in order to get an Arcanine, and but I like the look of Arcanine. Honestly, Ninetales and Arcanine are damn near close to the best looking Pokemon in Gen 1 in general. Like, flat out, hands down. But yeah, I love me some Arcanine. Arcanine's a badass looking Pokemon. Hold on, let me see if the stream stopped. Alright. So it's been 47 minutes so far, not too bad. Let's move on to Poliwag. Yeah, I like Poliwag. Here's the thing, Poliwag is cute, and then you get to Poliwhirl and Poliwrath, and Poliwhirl, Poliwrath, and Poliwag kind of look the same as each other, but I've always liked that. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird that they're so, all three of them. Well, Poliwag looks a little bit different. I like the the tadpole tail coming out, but I've always. They're so plain, but I kind of like that because it's like, I don't know, you have to have variety, I guess, in a game like this, and just having a little blue tadpole just kind of is nice, I guess, for a little bit. And then Poliwhirl's pretty cool. I'll put him actually I'll put him in the good tier, because Poliwhirl, I'm not as big of a fan as I am with Poliwag. Poliwag has the tail. He looks unique. But Poliwhirl's just kind of, that weird in-between evolution, to the point where it's just like, all right. And then you got Poliwrath, which is a fucking badass. Poliwrath is definitely S tier for sure. And also, if you guys didn't notice, the swirl on the mouth of Poliwag, once it evolves into Poliwhirl, it goes the other way, goes the opposite way. So yeah, and then Poliwrath, it stays the way of Poliwhirl. But I've always liked that. That's always a unique detail that I kind of geek out about. But yeah, Poliwhirl, or Poliwrath rather, it's also a fighting type, water type, water and fighting type. So yeah, I like me some fighting types. He just looks like badass. He looks like he would fuck you up in a fight, and that's what I like in my Pokemon, you know? So, okay, Abra. Yeah, I love Abra. They're hard as fuck to catch. They always run away, but I like Abra. And especially because it evolves into Kadabra, and that's also a favorite of mine. Kadabra's cool. Honestly, one of my favorite Pokemon in Gen 1, to be honest with you, because I had a Kadabra. Like I said, I always collected cards, so I had Kadabra as a card, and that was my favorite fucking card out of all the cards that I had when I was younger, when I was in like about 2nd grade, 1st grade. Yeah, Kadabra was my favorite Pokemon card of all time. And also, Alakazam is dope as hell, dude. He has 2 spoons. He looks like a fucking... He looks like if you were to watch a Chinese or Japanese karate movie, like, he would definitely be the main boss. He have his fucking spoons and shit, and got the long-ass fucking, you know, Shaolin mustache. Just like, awesome. I love this whole evolution. This whole... the first form, 2nd form, and 3rd form. I love all of them. Not equally, but I fuck with Alakazam. Actually, I'll put Abra in the good tier, because Kadabra and Alakazam definitely deserve the S tier, and if I keep putting Pokemon in S tier, like, they're only gonna be S tier. So, yeah. But yeah, Alakazam and Kadabra. Actually, now that I think about it, I could put Abra in the average. No, not average. Good tier. Yeah. So that's how it's gonna go with those 3. Let's move on. Oh, Machop. Easy good tier. Definitely. I mean, I love fighting types. Don't get me wrong. But Machop is just a little scrawny 12-year-old man or 12-year-old boy that's just starting to work out and, you know, and get muscular. You know, I like Machop, but Machoke, on the other hand, fucking badass, roided up, fucking wrestler, dude. I've always loved that. And Machamp, I'll talk about Machop and Machoke for a little bit, and then I'll move on to Machamp. But yeah, Machoke's that little scrawny asshole that just started working out, and, you know, he's trying to get swole, brother, and he hasn't exactly gotten there yet. He is tough, but, you know, whatever. And then Machoke is just like, yo, he looks like fucking Dave Bautista. Like, he looks so cool. It looks like he deserves a fucking title belt around his waist. That's how badass he looks. And then you get to Machamp. And Machamp is probably one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I just love the way he looks. He has 4 arms, which obviously, you know, reminds me of Goro from Mortal Kombat. Machamp is just another one of those Pokemon that deserves a fucking title belt around its waist. He's like if Hulk Hogan and fucking, you know, John Cena had a fucking baby, grew fucking 4 arms, and fucking, you know, got even more jacked. That's Machamp, man. And I remember, besides, like, Kadabra, I had a Kadabra card. That was my favorite card for a long time, and then I found a Machamp card. It was really damaged. I still have it. It's definitely not like a, you know, like a 10 on the scale of you know, how it works with cards is like damage wise, if it's too damaged or whatever, it gets like a ranking, especially for like collectors and shit like that. Yeah, it's definitely not a 10. It's probably more like a 1, like somebody wiped their ass with it, but that is still one of my favorite cards that I own till this day, because I found it and nobody was around, and it looked like somebody just dropped it and abandoned it, and I fucking gave it a nice home. And, you know, fucking Machamp has been there with me in my collection forever. And obviously in the games, dude, if you have a Machamp, you're automatically a winner. That's it. Like, Machamp is dope as fuck. Like I said, again, he looks like Goro from Mortal Kombat. You can't beat that at all. So yeah, yeah, that one of my favorites, one of my favorite 2 Pokemon right here. Just because, like, I've always been a big wrestling fan and a big fighting game fan and a big action movie, fighting movie fan. So yeah, I mean, imagine versing this motherfucker in real life. Like, you're dead. That's it. He's gonna rip your fucking spinal cord out of your body and, like, have sex with you with it. Like, yeah, Machamp's a badass. I'd be afraid to even go anywhere near something like that, let alone catch one of those things. Like, hell no. All right, Bellsprout, dude, I love Bellsprout. I'm not so fond of Weepinbell, or I mean Victory Bell is cool, but I like Bellsprout, especially in the anime when Ash is versing that Bellsprout that's just, you know, dancing around and fucking, you know, it's so small that Ash can't even hit it. I think that was in the Pokemon League, actually. Yeah, somebody had a Bellsprout, and the Bellsprout was just so good and just acrobatic as fuck. I like Bellsprout, and I like the noise he makes. You know how he says it. It says its name in the anime. Like, I'm a big fan of Bellsprout. Weepinbell, on the other hand, I guess I'll put it in average. I mean, it just kind of looks dumb. Like, it couldn't even do anything in a fight. Like, I don't know. Just dumb looking. And one of my least favorite cards when I was a kid, but I still have Weepinbell as a card. But, yeah, not my cup of tea. Victory Bell, on the other hand, I'll give him a good spot. He's a good tier. Hold on, let me lower this a little bit. Yeah. Victory Bell is low tier just because he looks so badass. Like, man, he has a fucking, like, razor sharp teeth. Like Bellsprout and Weepinbell don't have that. So, yeah, he just looks cool too. I mean, I just like the look of it, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Tentacool. I've never been a big fan of Tentacool. It's not useless. Not useless. Not a useless Pokemon. But I guess just below average is where I'll put him. Yeah, I don't really like the look of him either. He kind of looks a little bit stupid, a little bit dumb. Like I said, all of this stuff is my own opinion. If I get you mad, definitely leave it in the comments, because I know people love their Pokemon. And sometimes I get offended when people say, oh no, that Pokemon's fucking stupid, man. And I'm just like, listen, bro, fuck you. So, yeah. But yeah, no. Tentacool, it's whatever. Not one of my favorite looking, not a Pokemon that I'd want to catch. You know, just definitely below average. Tentacruel is a little bit better, average. Again, not a Pokemon that I'd want to catch or even have anything to do with in general. Just like there, you know. Yeah, but let's move on. Geodude. Yes, I love Geodude. He just looks cool, man. He has the 2 arms and shit, and he doesn't have any legs. I'm gonna put him in my favorite tier. I think he's one of the best looking Pokemon in Gen 1, to be honest with you. Like, definitely top 10 for sure. Just because, you know, all he has is 2 fucking arms, man. What's he gonna do, kick somebody? So, yeah, I don't know. I have a soft spot in my heart for Geodude, I guess. He pops up way too often. I do gotta say that, but at least he's not as annoying as fucking Zubat or Rattata or Pidgey or, you know, Caterpie or Weedle. You know, he's actually pretty cool. So, Graveler, on the other hand, yeah, below average. I never really liked the look of Graveler. That's pretty much it. Never been a big fan of Graveler. And also, he has 4 arms, and I don't get it, because when he evolves into Golem, like, where do those other 2 arms go? I don't know. He just looks weird. Yeah, too rocky for my tastes. Like, it looks like he looks like, I don't know, a rock that's just, like, really, really, really pointy. Just like a little tiny boulder. That's it. Not a big fan of Graveler. And he also looks very porous, too. Like, I feel like if even fucking Tentacool used a water move on him, he'd fucking disintegrate. Like that. Yeah, he doesn't look too tough. But you got fucking Golem, and obviously Golem is definitely going to be S tier, for sure. Because Golem just looks fucking cool as hell. He looks like, he looks like almost dragon-like, I've always felt. And he like, his head is coming out of a giant hard rock. Like, he's like the opposite of Graveler. Graveler looks like a, you know, a porous bastard. He looks like a fucking rock-solid champ. Like, if he rolled over you, you'd be squished into 1,000 pieces. You'd blow up. It'd be like a nuke. So, yeah. Golem, definitely top tier for sure. I'm definitely a little bit more than halfway done, I feel. Let's see. How many Pokemon are there left? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 47, 52, 54, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 61, 62. Oh, wait, I have about like 70, 75 Pokemon left. So yeah, about halfway done. Ponyta. I'll put Ponyta in the good tier. Actually, no, average. I'm not a big fan of horses. I don't know why. I don't know. Just never been a big fan of horses in general. Like, I don't know. I like to watch horse racing. That's pretty much it, but just not my favorite animal, I guess. I know people that are obsessed with horses. There are beautiful horses out in nature. But yeah, Ponyta is just, I don't know, just a little horse that with flames on it. I mean, although I do gotta say, a horse with flames on it is pretty badass. That's why I'm giving Rapidash the benefit of the doubt and putting it in good. Just because, like, Rapidash is actually the fastest Pokemon in Gen 1. And I think in general, like, the fastest Pokemon, yeah, in general. Rapidash is a fast Pokemon, and especially in Pokemon Stadium, back on the N64. If you choose Rapidash, you're going first no matter what. He's a definite Pokemon breaker, for real. But yeah, also Rapidash looks a lot cooler than Ponyta and has more majestic flames coming out of its body. It reminds me almost like a unicorn, kind of. But yeah, Rapidash is cool. Good tier. Not my favorite, just because I'm not a big horse fan, like I said. But, cool nonetheless. Also, fire type. Also cool. So yeah, let's move on. Slowpoke. Honestly, I really could care less about Slowpoke. I don't know what it is about people liking Slowpoke. I've just never been a big fan of him. He looks like a lazy fuck. He looks like one of those Pokemon that just sit down on the couch and eat fucking chips and go to sleep all day. And like, that's how he fights. He just throws the empty bag of chips at you, and you know, if you faint, you faint. If you don't, you don't. And then he just fucking falls asleep. And then you have to have a Shelder in your inventory or your party in order for him to evolve. It's like, come on, man. That's weird. But yeah, Slowpoke. I'll put him in useless. Yeah, because he looks useless. He just looks like a pink ball of just like candy, like a cotton candy ball, but with like a face. And that's pretty much it. Slowbro, I've never been a big fan of Slowbro either. I mean, it just takes too much bullshit to even evolve the thing. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, I'm gonna go with below average. Yeah, because Slowbro actually has a really good defense in the games, which, like I said, I'm gonna try to not rate them upon how strong they are in the games. I'm pretty much just going by appearance-wise, my memories with them, you know, like card-wise and game-wise and, you know, anime-wise, pretty much. That's another reason why I put Rapidash in the good tier, because of that one episode with the race. Somebody had a Doduo or a Dotrio, I think it was, and then fucking Rapidash. Ponyta evolved into Rapidash, and then Ash ended up winning the race, which is a really great episode. I still remember that episode. That's like actually the first episode I think I ever watched in Pokemon, I think. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so Rapidash, or Slowbro rather, below average. He has an iron defense. That's pretty much it. So yeah, let's move on. Magnemite. See, it's weird because Magnemite and Magneton, those are the first two Steel type Pokemons or Pokemon. They don't really introduce Steel types until next generation, the Gen 2, but they just they were normal type Pokemon before Gen 2 or Gen 3 or whatever. But Magnemite looks cool. He's a magnet, and I like his animations in the games. He just, his screw kind of, gets turned up and turned down and blah, blah, blah. It loosens, it tightens. Magnemite, I'll put him in below average. Same with Magneton. Yeah. Not really much I can say about Magnemite and Magneton, only that, they look alright. They're magnets. That's pretty much all they are. If people say that the creators of Pokemon are running out of ideas, honestly, this is kind of scraping the barrel a little bit, even in first gen. I do gotta admit, like I've never really been a big fan of these Pokemon in general. So yeah, let's move on. Farfetch'd. See, a lot of people have a special place in their heart for this Pokemon, but I'm gonna put it in good tier just because of that one episode in the anime. But after that, I mean, the Pokemon is hard as fuck to find, for one, especially in the original games, and even in Leaf Green and Fire Red. Like, Farfetch'd is really, really fucking hard to find. And I never really thought he was that strong or good. He's just kind of there, I mean, he has a leak in his hand. That's it. That's the only. He's like a shitty duck. He looks like a shitty duck. Shitty walk. No, he just looks. I don't know. I've never been a big fan of Farfetch'd, but that one episode of Pokemon was cool though, because Ash was trying to catch him, and he was just marching with his leak in his hand, and whatever. So yeah, Farfetch'd. I'm gonna keep him in good tier. Why not? Doduo. Doduo was the very first Pokemon card I ever got in my life. So, and also, I really like the look of Doduo. I always have. This is one of the Pokemon that I liked when I was a kid, and I like now. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in favorite, because, like I said, everybody remembers their first ever Pokemon card. My cousin gave him to me. My cousin Steven gave him to me, and, from then on, I love Doduo. I don't know why. Dotrio, on the other hand, he just looks kind of odd. So I'm going to put him in good tier. Doduo, I don't know, he's simple. I like it. But Dotrio, he has 3 heads, and now he has weird eyebrows and whatever. It's just never been my favorite evolution. It's kind of like a de-evolution in my opinion, but whatever. I like Doduo. Just because of memory's sake, just fond memories. Fond memories. So yeah, let's move on to getting a little ahead of myself here. Seal. Yeah, fuck Seal. Completely useless. Dewgong. I know he has a pretty decent defense, but fuck Dewgong. Just both of these Pokemon are never. Well, they're the first, technically the first ice Pokemon ever made. But that's it. There's nothing special about them, in my opinion. They're just. It's a seal and a Porpoise. Is Dewgong a Porpoise or another different looking seal? I don't know. But yeah. And also, Dewgong looks fucking derpy. He looks like he can't win a fight to save his life. And Dewgong, he looks a little bit tougher, but still, I would never, go out of my way to catch a seal in the game. So yeah. Yeah, just going to leave them there. Muck and Grimer. I've always liked the look of these Pokemon because they look like sludge. And they look toxic. Like, if you get anywhere near them, they'll just, like, poison you to death. I've always liked that. I feel like Muck looks better than Grimer does. So I'm going to put Grimer in the average tier. And then I'll put Muck in the good tier. He's not one of my favorites, but he just looks cool. I mean, look at him. He looks menacing, man. Like, he wants to, you know, invade your house and kill your children and your wife. Just, like, end their lives. Like, look at that sinister fucking smile. And then Grimer just looks like a less threatening version of Muck. So, yeah. Put Muck down there. Grimer and good. Moving on. Shelder. Shelder. Not a big fan. Cloyster is cool. Cloyster is an original card that I still need to grab. A holographic, actually. I'm probably going to look that up online, get a Cloyster. That's one of the 150, the original 150 cards that I don't have. Shelder, on the other hand, yeah, I'm going to put him in useless. Because, like, what is he? He's a shell with eyes and a tongue. I mean, he looks a little ridiculous, you know? Looks like, I mean, he has a shell, whatever. You know, he probably has a decent defense because of that, but no. Nah, Shelder, fuck him. He just looks stupid. And I don't mean to be too critical, but he, come on. Would you be able to, would you be threatened by somebody if they were fighting you? Like, literally trying to kick your ass and had their tongue sticking out the whole time? Like, wouldn't that just make you laugh? Shelder, yeah. No, I'm going to keep it in useless. Cloyster, one of my favorite looking Pokemon. But I don't think I want to put him in favorites. But one of the cooler looking Pokemon for sure. Just, like, very pointy, very rigid. I like that. And he actually has, like, a face. Like, Shelder, I feel like, was the ball that's inside of the Cloyster. And when it evolves, he just gets more rigid, more tough. And I think Cloyster has probably the best defense out of every Pokemon in Gen 1 from what I remember. Or at least what I know. And I think in the Pokemon League at the end of the very first games, even in Leaf Green, I think one of the Pokemon trainers has a Cloyster, and that thing is a fucking bitch to try and take out. So yeah, Cloyster, good tier. Yeah, not my favorite by any means, but good. So yeah, let's move on. Ghastly, Haunter, and I'm drawing a blank here. Ghastly, Haunter, and I'll get back to him. I forgot his name. Gengar, yeah. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. Ghastly. Never been a big fan of Ghastly. I just don't really like the way he looks. Although I am a big ghost type fan. I do like ghost type Pokemon. Just as much, or no, just a little bit less than I like fighting type Pokemon. Ghastly, not a big fan of the way he looks. Because his evolved forms are a little more rigid and more sinister. Ghastly just kind of looks out of place in that evolutionary, you know, thing. Like, it would be cool if Haunter evolved into Gengar and then Ghastly was like a standalone Pokemon. That's fine. Kind of like Spiritomb was, or is. But, Ghastly, I'm going to put him in below average. Average. Yeah, I guess. He does look pretty cool with the vampire teeth and whatever. Just a little bit sinister, but like I said, not a big fan of Ghastly. Haunter, one of my favorite, one of the best looking Pokemon in Gen 1. That's for sure. He earns that title too because he's pretty badass. I'm gonna put Haunter in my favorite tier, along with Gengar, because Gengar is just like this sinister looking bastard. Like, you don't want to fuck with Gengar. But yeah, Haunter, Gengar, they just look cool, man. They're the first 3 Ghost-type Pokemon, Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, in that order. And the only 3 until the generation after. But, yeah, I always loved going into the tower, in, Gold version, and finding, Ghastly. Because it just has, like, the creepiest music. But, yeah, Haunter, Gengar, 1A, 1B when it comes to, Ghost-type Pokemon. You can't beat the original Ghost-type Pokemon. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, they look just so cool. One is just sinister. He has got a sinister smile, and one just looks like, like the spikes on his body that are part of his soul are going to stab into your soul and make you turn into dust. Like, just looks cool. And I also like his hands too. His hands have always been like really creepy. So yeah, I like Haunter a lot, actually. Onix. I mean, I remember in the anime, Brock had his Onix and shit like that. The Onix is powerful. I think it has the best defense besides Cloyster and Onix. I think have the best defenses in the original 150. Because Onix is he's a fucking champ. He takes a lot of damage. So yeah, I'm gonna put Onix in just because of like the anime's sake, and I really love Brock in the anime. I'm gonna put him in the favorite category. I've always really liked Onix. He just looks cool. He's like a rock snake. I mean, you can't beat that, right? So let's move on. Drowsy. Yeah, another one of those useless Pokemon that I don't really give a shit about. Hypno's a little bit cooler looking. I'll put Hypno in average, just because he's like average looking. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like these, along with Clefairy and Clefable, like Drowsy and Hypno just look completely out of place. The only redeeming quality about Hypno is that he has that little thing and he's trying to hypnotize you. That's pretty much it. But look-wise, not a big fan. If I was gonna choose a psychic type Pokemon to always have in my party, it would definitely be Abracadabra and Alakazam, not Drowsy and Hypno, because I don't know, just not a big fan of them. Crabby and Kingler. I'm going to put Crabby in below average because it's a crab Pokemon. Obviously, it has pinchers. It looks badass. It's a water type, so it's great against rock type Pokemon. But, I don't know. He's just a crab. That's it. He looks like Mr. Krabs, but, like, not Mr. Krabs, if you catch my drift. Like, he's a crab that reminds me of Mr. Krabs, but he doesn't look like Mr. Krabs. He looks like a nice, friendly bloke from down the street, just with claws, Kingler, on the other hand, he looks fucking badass. He looks like he can literally jack your shit up in 2.5 seconds. So, yeah, I'm going to put Kingler in the good tier because he actually looks really cool. I feel like he's one of the better looking Pokemon in the game and in the 150, probably like top 20, top 25. He's definitely up there. So, yeah, let's move on. Voltorb. Yeah, fuck Voltorb. And fuck Electrode, too. Because they just look like Pokeballs. That's it. There's nothing special about them. The fact that they're electric types is cool and whatever, because there aren't many electric types in the first gen at all. Because you got Pikachu, and then you got Electrode, Voltorb, and Magnemite and Magneton. That's it. Only 6. Yeah, but Voltorb and Electrode, fuck them. They just, like I said, they look like Pokeballs. They're nothing special. Execute? Execute. I'll put Execute in useless. Because he's just a bunch of eggs. What does that even... And one of them in the back is cracked. Like, how is a Pokemon like that supposed to be tough if one of the motherfuckers is cracked and the fucking yolk is spilling out all over the place? Like, whoever caught an Execute, like, in any of the Pokemon games, I guess the yoke's on you. Because, yeah, Execute, not my fan. Exeggutor, on the other hand, always has a really solid defense. And looks cool. I mean, he's a tree. He's got some, you know, coconuts or whatever as the face. That always looks cool. Why Execute is a bunch of eggs, and then fucking Exeggutor is a tree with leaves on it and coconuts for a face. I never understood, nor do I get it. But, I mean, I like Exeggutor, so I'm going to put him in good, average. I'll put him in the good tier. I'll move Kingler to the average tier, I guess. Regardless of whether he looks cool or not, I don't really have any fond memories with Kingler. Yeah, but Exeggutor definitely gets a good spot, because he's a good old boy, you know? He looks like one of those Pokemon that you want to have a beer with and, you know, get drunk with. He just looks happy. And he also looks pretty tough, too. Like, if he gets too drunk, he'll fuck you up, you know? Alright. Let's move on. Cubone. Cubone. I think Cubone and Marowak are ground types, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think they're ground types. I've always loved Cubone and Marowak. They literally... It's fucked up. The backstory to Cubone is fucked up, because, like, he wears the head of his dead mother, which is kind of dark, especially for a lighthearted game like Pokemon. I mean, I make Pokemon sound a little bit too serious just because, you know, I like to see some badass Pokemon fucking go at it, man. Just beat the shit out of each other. But, yo, Cubone is dope, though. I mean, I really love Cubone. He just looks really sad. Like, you know, he had to do something that he didn't want to do. And, you know, and he's wearing his mom's face and whatever. And, you know, he just looks like a sad panda. And that's not good. And I feel bad for him, which is probably why he's so angry and aggravated all the time. And, you know, fucking, you know, smacks people in the fucking face with, you know, his bone and shit like that. So, yeah. Cubone's awesome, and Marowak is dope, man. I love the look of Marowak. I always have. I feel like Cubone looks a little bit better than Marowak, but Marowak is, like, bigger and stronger and, like, you know, has been hardened by the pain of wearing his mother's, you know, dead mother's skull, and is just like, you know what? I'm gonna be confident now. I'm not gonna be as sad, and I'm just gonna fuck people up. That's Marowak, man. Marowak is alright. I fucking love Marowak. Alright, let's continue. Hitmonlee. Probably one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan. I love fighting types. Hitmonlee just... I'm gonna go on a rant here, but I just love the way Hitmonlee looks. He looks like a mysterious motherfucker that knows karate, is gonna fucking kick your ass, take your name, and probably break a few legs or two. Like, he looks like a badass motherfucker. And I'm not even just saying that because I like Bruce Lee, or I love Bruce Lee more than life itself, but I like Hitmonlee just because he's mysterious, and it just looks like he's about to fuck you up every 3 seconds. And I like that in a Pokemon. And I mean, even just the fact that, you know, he has the name Lee at the end of his name, like, is awesome, you know? So, yeah, Hitmonlee, S tier for sure. Never, I couldn't even question that, him not being an S tier. Hitmonchan, same thing, S tier. Badass motherfucker with gloves. Instead of kicking like Hitmonlee does, Hitmonchan punches. He's a boxer, man. He's a scrapper. I love fighting type Pokemon so much. I just feel like they're so interesting. And the only thing that takes away from Hitmonchan to me is, like, why is he wearing a dress, man? He just looks kind of weird. Like, I don't see any boxers wearing a fucking dress. But yeah, I mean, the motherfucker deserves a title around his waist. He looks like a G. So yeah, moving on, Lickitung. Man. Where do I want to put Lickitung? Let's see. Huh. I think I could put Lickitung in S tier. Why not? I mean, Lickitung, he is a big pink fluff ball and whatever. Just like, you know, Slowpoke and Slowbro, whatever. But he has that giant fucking tongue though, and when he licks things, he poisons them, and it's awesome. I love that. I loved that in the anime when Lickitung was eating everybody's fucking food and literally making everybody starve to death. Like, that was Lickitung. He's just he's a trickster. He's a fucking, you know, he just likes to trick everybody and shit. And I love that. I love that about Lickitung. And also his tongue would, you know, make your lady go towards him, man, with that tongue, if you know what I'm saying. Lickitung, definitely awesome. I love that Pokemon. And also he has a pretty solid defense too. I like Pokemon that have good defenses too. Like, I like to have at least one Pokemon that has a solid defense and whatever. And Lickitung has a pretty good defense. So, and I always choose Lickitung in Pokemon Stadium because he's badass. So yeah. Coughing, good tier. I like the way Coughing and Wheezing look. Wheezing a little bit more than Coughing. Actually, I could probably put Wheezing in my favorite tier just because I feel like he's one of the best looking Pokemon in Gen 1. It just looks like he has a little growth on the right side of his head and shit, and Coughing is just like, you know, he's like happy to be here and whatever, and just like, you know, puffing out that smoke, bro. He's like 420ing it up, and fucking, and then just Wheezing, like when Coughing evolves, he grows like a nice little fucking wart on the fucking side of his right side of his face, and now he's just like all pissed off, and he's just like, you know what, I'm not loving life anymore, but I'm gonna continue celebrating 420. So yeah. Wheezing is cool looking. He's actually the first Pokemon I caught in Pokemon Go, which is really weird. He was right on top of my bed. So yeah, Wheezing, I like him. He's alright. And Coughing, yeah, he's good. So yeah, Rhyhorn, I've never been a big fan of Rhyhorn at all, actually. One of those Pokemon that have a really good defense, but to me, Rhyhorn just kind of looks simple, way too simple. He doesn't look unique or anything to me like that at all. Same thing with Rhydon. Like, Rhyhorn, Rhydon, same shit. Just below average to me. They're just rock rhinos. I don't know. I never really saw the appeal in them at all, actually. Let's move on. Chansey. Chansey's awesome, man. Definitely in my favorites, because Chansey is like, you know, like the healing Pokemon. At every Pokemon Center, there's a Chansey, and there's a Nurse Joy. Waiting to heal your Pokemon, and hopefully your heart. Especially with Brock. He's like obsessed with every Nurse Joy. I love that anime so much. I definitely have to watch it again. But yeah, Chansey's cool. You know, it has a little egg right in his pouch and whatever. And, you know, keeping his egg warm. And, you know, just looks like a little happy dude. And looks pretty tough, too. Honestly, like, looks pretty tough. So yeah, Chansey, I'm a fan of Chansey. So yeah, Tangela. What the fuck is Tangela, actually? Like, somebody needs to go into the comments in this, like after I put this video up, once people watch this, what the fuck is Tangela even? Like, he looks like Medusa's head, but just with feet on it. Like, I never understood what actually he is. I don't know, he's just odd looking to me. I mean, he's cool looking, but what is he though? Is that his hair? I don't know. I'm gonna put him in below average because he's freaky looking and weird. And I don't see this motherfucker ever succeeding in a fight at all. Because he kind of looks like a giant waste of space. So, yeah. Oh, Kangaskhan. Yeah, dude, I fuck with Kangaskhan. I'm a big fan of kangaroos. You guys know that from the Tekken streams. I always pick Roger. I really like Roger as a fighter in Tekken, but nevertheless, Kangaskhan is he's like a kangaroo. He's cool looking, man. He's got his little roo and his pouch and whatever. He just looks cool. It also looks really tough and badass, and like, you know, you don't want to fuck with Kangaskhan. Also, it's said that Kangaskhan are actually like the mother of Cubone and whatever. Like, that little baby is just like a tiny little Cubone. And then when Kangaskhan dies, the little baby Cubone comes out, you know, takes the skull off of his mother and one of her bones and uses it as a weapon, and then it just continues like that forever. Like, that's pretty fucking insane. So cool. I do like lore, so yeah, pretty cool lore in my opinion. Let's move on. Horsey. Another one of those Pokemon that I just don't really give a fuck about, honestly. Like, yeah, Horsey's a seahorse and everything, but I'm not really that big of a fan of water types, to be honest with you. Seadra, yeah, Horsey and Seadra, I don't really care about them all that much. I mean, they're not useless. I like Seadra's look, at least, the way Seadra looks, but I don't know, I'll put them both in below average. Fuck it. I don't really have anything to say about these Pokemon. They're just kind of there, you know? Goldeen, same thing. I mean, Goldeen in the anime is pretty cool. The way it says Goldeen is cool and, you know, interesting. But, it's just a fish. That's all it is a fucking fish. And I don't really care enough about it to be like, oh yeah, no, Goldeen is my favorite Pokemon. No, definitely not. So I'm gonna put Goldeen in useless, and I might as well put Horsey in there too. Seadra at least looks cool. But Goldeen, no. Sea King, again, like, besides the horn, he's just a fish. He's a fucking fish. That's all he is. Going in the useless tier. Staryu and Starmie. Okay. Staryu, I'm going to put in favorite. Because, you know, Misty Staryu is legendary. And Starmie, I don't like Starmie as much as I like Staryu. Staryu's simple. Starmie gets a little complicated with the, you know, the amount of points on it. Grows 5 more in the back, so it has a total of 10. I don't know. To me, just Staryu is more appealing because he's more simple. So yeah, I'm gonna give Starmie, put it in the good tier. Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime. Hell yeah, man. Whoa, that's a lot of Pokemon. Yeah, I'm doing a Gen 1 tier list. For those of you who want to comment in the live chat, feel free. But yeah, Starmie, yeah, good tier, whatever. So yeah, Mr. Mime, I'm going to put him in favorite tier. One of my favorites. Definitely a weird Pokemon, that's for sure, in the anime. He's just like, I don't know, he's kind of weird looking. But he's also cool looking too. Like, I don't know, he's a mime that's a Pokemon. He's interesting. And he has really unique moves in the games too. So yeah, Mr. Mime's cool. I like Mr. Mime. Alright. Let's go down a hair. Scyther. Yes. Scyther is one of my favorite Pokemon. He just looks so badass, man. His arms are claws. He's like I think, honestly, he is the coolest bug-type Pokemon. In general. Hands down. I can't really think of a lot of bug Pokemon that look better than Scyther. I mean, he takes it. He's the best bug Pokemon of all time. There, I said it. Boom. Shocker. But yeah, no. Scyther's badass. He just such a cool Pokemon. And this, okay. Jinx. I'm just gonna put Jinx and below average and leave it at that. Because I have nothing to say about Jinx at all. Just the weirdest looking thing possible. Something from Nightmares. Let's just put it that way. Actually, Jinx can go in the useless tier, because I don't give a fuck about Jinx. Mr. Mime is great if you are lucky. Yeah, he's Mr. Mime is actually pretty hard to find in the games. He's pretty hard to find in Pokemon Go too. They had an event in Pokemon Go recently with Mr. Mime in it. But if you miss those events in Pokemon Go, you can't get Mr. Mime anywhere else but France, I think, or Paris or something like that. Yeah, Scyther's badass though. When I caught him in Pokemon Go for the first time, I was just like, yes, oh my god. Yeah, Scyther is dope, man. But Jinx, no. Let's just leave this Pokemon alone. She can sit on in the D tier useless list for as long as I live. That is fine. I'm okay with that. I have no regrets. Electabuzz, yes. Tier list, top tier, favorite, S tier for sure. Just like I think that Electabuzz is actually probably one of, if not the best looking Pokemon in general, like especially in first gen. Like I just love the look of Electabuzz, and he looks badass too. He looks like he looks almost cat-like. Like he's like a thunder cat, like not, you know, from the show The Thundercats, but he looks like a thunder cat. Like he looks like a cat that is just full of lightning and thunder. Like he looks awesome. And he's a thunder type too. So yeah, he looks cool. And also, like, I don't know. Well, his evolved form is actually really fucking dope too, but we're not gonna talk about that until I think next video. I think it's second gen. Yeah, I think Electivire is second gen or third gen, something like that. I get second gen and the third gen confused sometimes. I think it's second gen. Okay. Magmar. Yeah, definitely going in S tier because Magmar just looks cool. What's your opinion on Snivy? I'll answer that when I get to it. I'm gonna do it gen to gen. I think that's 5th gen. So yeah, I'll be talking about Snivy 4 episodes of this tier list from now. And I'm going to be doing these tier lists for Pokemon weekly or bi-weekly, depending on my schedule and how I feel and whatever. So yeah. But yeah, Magmar is dope. He just looks like a fucking... He looks like a... I don't even know what he looks like an anteater that's on fire. Like, or just like you know, maybe like a duck. Just like a badass fucking karate duck that looks like he's on fire. He just looks cool. I love the way he looks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I never caught Electabuzz or Magmar in Fire Red or Leaf Green. They're so rare to find. Same with Scyther. Like, all 3 of these Pokemon are just top tier in the looks department in Gen 1. Like, all 3 of these are in top 5 for sure. And then, you know, like I said, all 3 of these Pokemon are just hard as fuck to find in the original games and in, you know, Fire Red and Leaf Green and so on and so forth. Pinsir. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Pinsir. I don't get this Pokemon. I mean, he looks cool. So I guess I'll put him in the good category because he has those pinchers on top of his head. But other than that, I don't really give a fuck about Pinsir at all. I mean, he's a bug-type Pokemon. I'm not really a big bug-type Pokemon fan besides, like, Scyther. You know, Scyther is, like, the only bug-type Pokemon I really even give a fuck about, to be honest with you. But yeah, Pinsir's cool, I guess. He looks alright. Moving on. Magikarp. Magikarp. Fuck Magikarp, man. Fuck Magikarp. I know Magikarp has his following, and people... You know, some people really love the shit out of this Pokemon. Some people really hate the shit out of this Pokemon. I'm on the hate category here because how many times have I fucking, you know, caught a fucking Magikarp and wanted to evolve it, but ended up just getting annoyed and pissed off because the only thing the motherfucker knows how to do is splash. It's ridiculous, man. The Magikarp is a fucking ridiculous-ass Pokemon. But when it evolves into Gyarados, fuck yeah, Gyarados is top tier for sure. Gyarados is fucking awesome. He's just like a water dragon, dude. He looks like a Chinese dragon. From like the fucking Chinese New Year. Like they have that dragon. He looks exactly like that. He's badass, man. He's a fucking dragon water serpent, and he just looks so cool. Why he evolves from a useless fish, I don't know. I never really understood that, but whatever. Gyarados is Gyarados, I guess. He's just unique. He's so unique looking, and I've had such fond memories playing, you know, games where Gyarados was one of my final 6, and I went all the way to the end every single time. Gyarados is a strong-ass fucking Pokemon. Magikarp in the card game has Dodging Splash. Really? I never really played the card game that much, but I collected the cards. And actually, Gyarados is one of my favorite cards that I have, so there's that. I also have a shiny Electabuzz, which is awesome. I never got Scyther. I was never able to find, you know, collect Scyther. But yeah, no, Gyarados is dope. He's definitely on par with some of the best looking Pokemon and the coolest looking Pokemon and just like the most badass looking Pokemon. Lapras, huh. I may piss a lot of people off, but I'm going to put Lapras just in the good tier. I mean, Ash's Lapras was really cool. I mean, you could ride on its back. It's cool and everything, but I'm just not a big fan of Lapras. I don't know why. It just reminds me of like a third evolved form of Shellos. Like I feel like Lapras should be the third evolved form of Shellos. Like Shellos, Gastrodon, and then Lapras. Yeah, I don't know. I just never really liked Lapras all that much. It's not a hate thing. I don't hate the Pokemon per se. I mean, I had good times, you know, seeing Lapras in the anime, but, you know, I don't know. Lapras to me is just like, whatever. I feel like a lot of Pokemon that don't have evolved forms or anything are just kind of boring to me sometimes, you know, besides Scyther and, like, these 5 Pokemon mainly, and, like, you know, Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Those are pretty much the only Pokemon that I like that only have one form, you know? Yeah. I mean, granted, you know, Electabuzz's and, you know, Magmar's second form, or, you know, technically third form, they're actually the middle form, but, second form, you know, don't come until, like, Gen 2, so, you know, whatever, and Scyther actually does evolve into Scizor, yes, I realize that, and Hitmonlee and, Hitmonchan still don't evolve, so, yeah, but they have a pre-evolutionary form, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, Lapras is one of those Pokemon that just kind of sticks out as just being a loner, you know, in my opinion. Like, you know, doesn't have a pre-evolved form, doesn't have an evolved form. Like, Lapras is just there. Although it is majestic looking, but I don't know. Let's move on. Ditto. What the fuck is Ditto even? He basically doesn't even have a form. He turns into other Pokemon. Fuck that. Put him in the useless tier. Because, like, what does he do, really? Nothing. He's a fucking Ditto. That's it. Whatever. Eevee. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, Eevee. I'm going to put Eevee in favorite tier. Because I like cats, and Eevee kind of looks like a fucking cat. Looks adorable. So cute, such a cute looking Pokemon. Really nice looking Pokemon. And I love all the evolved forms of Eevee too, besides like a couple. Vaporeon, yep, top tier. Jolteon, top tier. Flareon, top tier. Porygon, well, okay. Yeah, I like I actually really love Eevee's evolved forms. They're really cool. I don't know what my favorite is out of all of Eevee's evolved forms, but I just really like Eevee in general. I think Eevee probably might be my favorite out of the whole evolutionary thingy. Yeah, Vaporeon's cool. He has a solid defense. Jolteon is obviously a lightning type, a thunder type. I mean, obviously, that's pretty dope. And then Flareon's a fire type, man, and he just looks. They all look like, their type, which is cool. Just an Eevee. Looks like an Eevee, but it looks like it's type. Like, Vaporeon looks like it belongs in water. Jolteon looks like it belongs in the sky and in the thunder. And, Flareon looks like it's on fire. So, yeah, El Fuego. Yeah, I like Flareon, too. Yeah, all these Pokemon are so good. So, let's move on. Porygon. Hold on. How many do we have left? Not too many. Probably like 15 more. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Pokemon left. Okay. Porygon. Simply put, this Pokemon is just a little bit ridiculous, but it's like ridiculous in a cool way, I guess. Definitely not one of my favorite Pokemon. It's annoying to try and evolve him in Pokemon Go, which is a fucking chore and a half to do. Let me tell you, man. Just annoying. But Porygon is good tier. He's like a mechanical robot, pretty much. He's a cute mechanical robot. I'll say that, but Porygon is just a little robot that doesn't really do anything. He's not really that agile, So whatever. I mean, he's Porygon. Okay. Ammonite? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ammonite. I'll put him in below average. Almastar, same thing, below average. I have no attachment to these Pokemon whatsoever, and I barely even saw them in the anime. And I have... these are actually the pretty most common cards to get. They're definitely both commons. Ammonite and Almastar both in the collectible card game scene. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they're just little... I mean, they're hermit crabs, but they look like Zoidberg. Like, they look weird. Like, gelatinous. They don't look tough at all. Almastar looks a little bit more tough because he has, some spikes on his shell and shit. Looks like he could just, roll over somebody. He will roll over your grave. But yeah, Almastar, whatever. Don't care. Kabuto. Man, I like Kabuto. I don't know why. I just do. And I don't know. Kabuto definitely going into favorites. Kabutops. Definitely going into favorites. Okay, so I like Kabuto because he has those little pinchers on the bottom. He looks like I don't know. Have you guys ever seen a close up of like a flea or lice or whatever? He looks like a bug, like a really, really infectious bug that carries like some sort of disease or something. He looks like a little sinister motherfucker that's gonna like crawl all over you and like bite the shit out of you. And to me, that's cool. I like that. Kabutops, badass. One of the most badass looking fucking Pokemon. Him and Scyther, man, I would love to see a CG battle where a fucking Kabutops versus a Scyther. Like, that would be so fucking cool. Like, that's one of my dream matches in Pokemon. Yeah, just Kabutops looks so cool. He looks like an ancient bug that just somehow came alive and just like had fucking, has like sides for hands. He just looks cool. I wish Pokemon looked, nowadays looked more like, these two. Like, I really, really do. Scyther and Kabutops both are just so cool looking, Okay, let's move on. Aerodactyl. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this now. I fucking can't stand that Pokemon. I really can't. What is he? A flying dinosaur? Cool. Amazing. What am I supposed to say about this guy? He's a flying dinosaur. That's it. I mean, nothing of merit in the. I don't know, in the games or anything. I wouldn't go out of my way to catch one of these things. He just, I don't know. He's just there, I guess. I don't know. Aerodactyl, yeah. Not a big fan of Aerodactyl. Snorlax, on the other hand, fuck yeah, dude. He's going all the way up to favorites. Hell yeah. Snorlax, I love Snorlax because he's just this big, fat, sleepy mess. And he just, like, he doesn't wake up for shit. All he does is eat and fall asleep. And he actually is the only Pokemon that I can say that I like that looks like that. Snorlax is just, you know, a big, fat mess. And I think he has one of the best defenses in the game. I actually think he does have the best defense in the game. Him, Cloyster, and then who else? Who else? Onix? Yeah, him, Cloyster, and Onix have, like, the best defense, I think, out of all these Pokemon. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Snorlax is awesome. He's just a sleepy boy. Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. Yep, true. Big pink, purple fucking dinosaur. Honestly, Barney used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. So yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's not bring up old scars. Articuno. He is my least favorite of the birds. The legendary birds. So I'm going to put him in cool, or good. I like the way he looks, but Moltres and Zapdos are just top tier. You know, they have to be. Articuno is just, he's just there, you know? I wish it wasn't like that, but, because he is kind of cool, you know? He looks like, he looks like he legitimately could be a bird. Let's just say that, like a blue jay. But, like I said, he's just nothing special to me. I'm not really a big fan of Articuno. Zapdos, on the other hand, oh my god, dude. Zapdos and Moltres, both of these guys. Like, Zapdos is just so rigid looking. He looks like he just fucking got electrocuted, and that's how he was born and shit like that. Like, he looks like an awesome, dope bird. Like, a bird that you don't want to fuck with. And then Moltres, he's just on fire. He reminds me of a phoenix. Like, just on fire. If he fucking pecks you, you're gonna fucking, you know, burst into flames and fucking blow up. Turn into a nuclear bomb and explode. Dude, like, Moltres is cool as hell. He's just an awesome bird, man. Just an awesome looking bird. And same thing with Zapdos. I mean, all three of the legendary birds are dope. Don't get me wrong, but Articuno just, I don't know, to me, just doesn't deserve the S tier for some reason. I just can't put my finger on it, but I don't know. That's just how I feel anyways. Dragonair. Or no, Dratini. I don't really like the look of Dratini. I've never really liked the look of Dratini, and I don't know. I'm gonna put him in the average tier. Dragonair, honestly, is one of my personal favorite looking Pokemon. Just because, like, he has that little ball on his throat and his tail gets all like serpent-like. Just looks cool. Yeah, I'll put Dragonair in the good tier. And then Dragonite, however, I'm going to put in the favorite tier. Because, I mean, Dragonite, he's the mail carrier in what's it called? In the anime. Yeah, and I think Ash catches it at one point. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time, guys. Been a long time. I mean, I watched through it about, no, maybe not 6 months ago. Maybe it was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. But I think Dragonair, or Dragonite, rather, was in the movies. I'm not sure. I don't think he was in the show. I think he was maybe in the movie. I think maybe he showed up once or twice in the show to deliver mail. And that's what he does. That's Dragonite's job. But yeah. This is actually one of the evolutionary forms where I just don't like the you know, the first evolved form and the second evolved form, and it just gradually gets better. So yeah, you know, Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite. Let's move on. We only got 2 Pokemon left. Okay, Mewtwo, dude. This Pokemon is S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, all the way. So many great things about Mew, and then, or Mewtwo, and then, hold on, Mew is definitely going in S tier for sure, because the 2000 movie, man, Mewtwo was just the most diabolical villain like ever. Like, Mewtwo is just that Mewtwo was created in a lab by Team Rocket or whatever, and they were using him to be the ultimate Pokemon. You know, so he is the ultimate fucking Pokemon. And honestly, he is the most powerful Pokemon in Gen 1, to be quite honest with you. Most powerful. His attack and special attack are just through the roof. Yeah, Mewtwo is nothing to be fucked with, especially in like competitive tournaments that I've seen. Mewtwo is always top tier for sure. But obviously I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it from, you know, my personal opinion, not, you know, tournaments or whatever. It's not a tournament tier list, but Mewtwo is just one of my favorite Pokemon. You know, he's like I said, the Pokemon 2000 movie, which made all people across the world fucking cry, shed real life tears. Mewtwo was just, you know, like the badass fucking villain, and who doesn't love a good villain? And then you have Mew, which is, you know, the opposite of Mewtwo, and they do battle and shit like that. And then, you know, like, Mew's a badass too. You know, he's a little bit smaller, a little bit less of a badass, but you know, yeah. So yeah, that's how I feel about Mewtwo. I love Mewtwo. He's awesome. All right, so this is the portion of the tier list where I'm going to be going from tier to tier to rank in this case the Pokemon or whatever it is that I'm tier listing from worst to best in that tier. And then eventually, obviously, once I get to S tier, you guys are going to see which Pokemon I think is my favorite Pokemon. So, hold on. I just want to take a quick bathroom break first. I'll only be like 2 minutes, and then I will be back to rank these Pokemon. Hold on, just give me 2 minutes. All right, everybody in the live stream, I am back. Got 4 people watching. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to be ranking each, like I said, each Pokemon from what I feel is the best, which will be on the top of the tier to the bottom of the tier. So, yeah, let's do, my favorite, useless Pokemon. I guess I'll put Aerodactyl up a little bit. I'll put Aerodactyl up here. Ditto is going to be behind Aerodactyl. Just because, like, what the fuck is Ditto anyways? He's a blob that mimics other Pokemon. Cool, I guess. Magikarp is going to be definitely below Ditto. That's for sure. One of the most annoying fucking Pokemon. Especially in the games. Barry is a dinosaur. Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. Yeah, that's right. Barney. Good old Barney. Jinx. Yeah, let's not talk about Jinx. I don't like Jinx for certain reasons. Yeah. And it's not because of the whole, you know, like, Jinx obviously is like a kind of like a transgender looking Pokemon. That's not why. I have issue with Jinx just because, like, I don't know, it kind of represents, you know, like, a certain stereotype of a certain race of people, in, like, kind of like a negative way. And I don't know, I just, Jinx confuses me. Why they would have this thing in a Pokemon game, I have no idea. But that's neither here nor there, so let's just get over that and not talk about it. Seeking. It'll be above Magikarp. Horsey. Yeah, Horsey is going to be below Seeking, but in front of Magikarp. Again, because Magikarp is, like, deplorable. Just one of the worst Pokemon ever made. But his evolved form is awesome, so he's necessary. He has to be there, but do I like him as a Pokemon? No, not particularly. No. Goldeen is going to be behind Seeking. And behind Horsey as well. I like Horsey more than I like Goldeen. Goldeen is just useless. Execute. Yeah. It's an egg. It's a bunch of broken eggs. It's not very useful. Definitely doesn't look like it could fight fucking anything, that's for sure. I've dropped things in the supermarket that looked like that before. Oh, fucking Electrode and Voltorb and Electrode. There we go. All right. Yeah, they're going down. All they are is Pokeballs. It's some lazy design choices. And people say, oh, you know, the new generation of Pokemon, they're lazy design choices too. No, not really. They look a lot better than these two, that's for sure. Drowsy. Not a big fan, but he is a Psychic type, so that gets points for me. Psychic types are pretty powerful. Shelder. Again, with the tongue sticking out, like, how useful can this Pokemon be? He's a bunch of darkness inside of a shell with 2 eyes and a fucking tongue. That's it. Like, I cannot respect this Pokemon and be serious about it. So yeah, definitely not better than definitely a little bit better than Voltorb and Electrode though. Dewgon's definitely up there. Dewgon's definitely a lot cooler than all these other ones, that's for sure. But Seal can go all the way down in front of Execute. Slowpoke. I'm not a big fan of Slowpoke at all, honestly. Behind Shelder. Golbat and Zubat. Golbat is in front of Magikarp. Zubat is in back of Magikarp. Yeah. Just because, like, every fucking cave you go into, there's a fucking Zubat, and sometimes a Golbat, and fuck them. So, yeah, they're annoying. Clefairy. I forgot about Clefairy being in one of the mini games in Pokemon Stadium, where they sing the Clefairy song, Clefairy, Clefairy, and then you get to, you know, like, it's like a button pushing thing, but you have to push the right buttons or else, you know, you get it zapped or whatever. So, for that reason, Clefairy is going to be above Clefable. And I'll put Clefairy above Drowsy. That seems fair. Clefable, on the other hand, can go in front of Horsey. I feel like that's fair. At least for me, anyways. Like I said, if you guys disagree with any of this, leave it down in the comments. I'll be more than willing to hear your opinion. Just don't be too negative. Don't yell at me, alright? It's just a fun little thing that I like to do. Fun little tier list. Spiro. I don't like Spiro at all. Probably one of the worst bird Pokemon ever created, in my opinion. Just not good. Definitely above Zubat, that's for sure. There's not a whole lot below Zubat besides Jinx, and let's obviously not talk about that still. I just want to erase that from your guys' mind. Eradicate. Let's see. Yeah, this thing is fucking ugly. Below Spiro. Like, Eradicate is fucking ugly. It looks like something from Nightmares, like I said before. Rattata looks like something my cat coughs up every now and then when he's chasing a mouse around. One of the most annoying Pokemon. Not as annoying as Zubat, but, you know, definitely annoying. Pidgey. I'm going to put Pidgey and Pidgeotto up there. I'm going to put Pidgey below Dewgong, and then Pidgeotto above Pidgey. That makes sense. I'm happy with that. Let's see. Kakuna. Like I said, if you catch him in the wild, completely useless. I'm going to put him right before Rattata. Same with Metapod. Right there. And then Caterpie and Weedle are going to be up there because they actually know how to attack. Unless they have String Shot. Which, String Shot, I feel, is completely fucking useless. So Weedle is going to go, yeah, above Horsey. And I like Caterpie a little bit more than I like Weedle. So, yeah. My least favorite Pokemon, Jinx. And then Zubat, Rattata, so on and so forth. Aerodactyl's #1 in the D tier list. But, fuck Aerodactyl. All these Pokemon I just don't like in Gen 1. Alright, let's see. Alright, so, below average tier. I'm going to put Almastar up there. Obviously, he has to start it off. Almanite is behind him. Seadra is above Almastar. Because I like the way Seadra looks. He's cool and everything. But like I said, just kind of useless in my opinion. Tangela is going to be above Seadra. Rhydon. Above Tangela. Pretty strong Pokemon. Definitely has a really good defense. Rhyhorn. Is going to go below Almastar. But in front of Ammonite. Crabby is going to go above Almastar. And under Seadra. Magneton. Magneton's cool, I guess. Put him right under Tangela. Magnemite. I'll put him right under Magneton. Magneton's cooler than Magnemite for sure. Because what's better than two magnets? Fucking 6. Shocker. Let's see. Slowpoke. Or Slowbro, rather. I'm going to put Slowbro underneath Rhydon. Yeah, that's fair. And then Graveler, I really don't like the look of this Pokemon. Let's see. Right above Almanite. And then Tentacool is going to be, like, down. Way down. Golduck. He's cooler than most of these Pokemon, but, like I said, him evolving from Psyduck doesn't make a fucking shit dick's lick of sense. At all. Dugtrio. Yeah, not a big fan of Dugtrio at all. Still better than Almanite, though. And Graveler. So yeah, I'm gonna put him above Graveler. Venom Moth. Just not a big fan of this Pokemon. I'll put him right above Tentacool. And same thing with, well, Venonat is actually cooler than Venomoth, I think. And, I don't know, he's a little fluff ball. He's kind of cute, but also kind of disturbing looking at the same time. So, I will put him above Graveler and below Dugtrio. Oddish. Oddish is a pretty cool Pokemon. He can go up above Rhydon. Yeah, he's a little fucking berry with leaves on it. Let's see. Wigglytuff. Yeah, I just a fat version of fat, uncool version of Jigglypuff. Yeah, I'm gonna put him down there. I don't like Wiggly. I would not go out of my way to evolve a Jigglypuff into that thing. Fuck that shit. Let's see. Nidorino can go. Yeah, above Almanite. And Nidoran male can go under. Can go above Tentacool. And Nidoran female can go above Nidoran male. And then Raichu. Raichu's definitely top of this tier, that's for sure. Because, like, yeah, he is an electric type Pokemon, and they're very, very rare in this game, so whatever. I think they're very rare in general. I think they're one of the most scarce Pokemon to get in any Pokemon game. You know, Thunder-type Pokemons. Thunder-type Pokemon are definitely the rarest of the roses, that's for sure. That and fighting types. Alright, so Firo. Like I said, man, this thing looks like a fucking cracked out chicken. I'm gonna put this... I'm just finishing up. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Alright, good night. Let's see. Firo. I'm gonna put him under... yeah, fucking cracked out chicken. I've never been a big fan of this Pokemon. Just looks weird. Above Graveler. And then, Pidgeot. Let's put him right under Raichu. And then Wartortle. Put him above Pidgeot. And then Ivysaur. Ivysaur can go down. Under Venom Moth. I feel like that's fair. I'm just not a big Ivysaur fan. Venusaur is cool, but I don't know. And Bulbasaur. Let's see. Bulbasaur's cute. So I'll put him right above Oddish. So yeah, that is my C tier. And B tier is going to be a little bit easier. Since there's only like fucking 11, 12 Pokemon in it. Average tier. Let's see. Dratini is going to go up because it's the first one that I'm going to do, and then Kingler is up under Dratini, underneath. Hypno, underneath Kingler. Ghastly, underneath Hypno. Grimer. Grimer's going to be underneath Ghastly. Ponyta is going to be up there, because I really like Ponyta. Well, I don't like Ponyta, obviously, since it's average tier, but it's a fire type, so it has to be up there. Tentacruel. The look of this Pokemon alone is kind of odd. Weird. Kind of like Kingler, I guess. Just odd, but kind of cool in a way if you think about it. I'm going to put Tentacruel right under Kingler. And, Weepinbell. I'm going to put him under Grimer. So he's going to be, like, the worst of B tier. And then Gloom. I've always liked Gloom. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I must be insane. Gloom is going to go right above Kingler, right under Dratini. And then Nidorina is going to go right above Kingler, underneath Gloom. And then, we got Charmeleon, which I think is going to go on the top of this list, just because I really like Charmander, and that whole thing is awesome. That whole evolve form is my favorite of the starters. So yeah, Charmeleon goes there. And then, let's see, Dragonair. I'm going to put him up there because obviously I have to by default. Articuno is going to go right behind Dragonair. I know, it's a little bit of a shocker, but I'm just not a big fan of Articuno. I feel like he's the least interesting looking out of the legendary birds. Let's see. Porygon. Yeah, I'll put Porygon under Articuno, definitely. And Lapras above Porygon. Pinsir above Porygon. Actually, no, underneath Porygon. Not a big fan of Pinsir. Starmie, yeah. Underneath Pinsir. Let's see, Coughing. I'm gonna put Coughing above Pinsir. Exeggutor. I'm gonna put him under Porygon. Cloyster. One of my favorite looking Pokemon. I don't know why. I just like the look of him. He's gonna go in front. In the front, and then Muck. He's pretty cool looking. He's gonna go above Articuno. I just like the look of him. He's like a giant sinister sludge motherfucker, you know? Definitely taking no fucking prisoners, bitch. Let's see. Dodrio. Dodrio can go... yeah, right above Coughing. And then, let's see. Farfetch'd. Not a very interesting Pokemon. I'm going to put him above Starmie. Rapidash. A lot of fond memories playing some N64 with friends and choosing Rapidash and just fucking them up to oblivion. So I'm going to put Rapidash, number one of that tier so far. Victreebel, below Exeggutor. Machop. Fighting type Pokemon, so he's got to be up there. At least to me. I'm going to put Machop above Articuno. And then Abra. Abra's a little bit difficult, because it's definitely annoying trying to catch these fucking things. So I'm going to put him underneath Farfetch'd. Just because of how just how annoying it is. Poliwhirl, he's going to go up there, because I like that whole evolution. Right underneath Muck. Actually, underneath Porygon. Yeah, that's a good place for him. Growlithe. I'm going to put him above Poliwhirl. Persian. I really love cats, man. Cats are awesome. Better than dogs, in my opinion, but don't at me. But yeah. Persian. I'm going to put him above Dragonair. Persian's awesome. I love kitty cats. Diglett. Diglett's fucking awesome, man. Diglett is notorious. So many memes with Diglett in it. It's crazy. Meme crazy. So I'm going to put Diglett above Machop. Vileplume. I'll put right above Pinsir. Nidoking. Nidoking's awesome. I definitely underrated him a little bit when I talked about him, but I'm going to put Nidoking right underneath Muck, and then Nidoqueen right above Nidoking. Sandslash is fucking awesome. But I'm going to put him right underneath Nidoking. And then Sandshrew underneath Diglett. Actually, underneath Machop. Yeah. Beedrill. Yeah, I'm going to put Beedrill right underneath Cloyster. I like the look of Beedrill. He always looks really cool. Butterfree, I'm going to put Butterfree because of that touching moment in the anime. Right above Beedrill. And okay, so that's my A tier. Now we're getting to the good shit. The S tier. Okay, so you guys are going to find out what my favorite Pokemon of all time is, still to this day. Let's see. Got to put Mew up there right now, just as default. I like Mewtwo better than I like Mew, for sure. Dragonite, I like a little bit better than Mew also. Moltres, I like better than Dragonite, just because it looks like a phoenix, man. Just really badass. Zapdos. Now, here's the thing. This is something to really debate about. Which of the legendary birds is the best looking? Because I always thought it was Zapdos, but also Moltres looks so cool too. I'm going to have to give it to Zapdos still. And obviously Zapdos is a lightning type. Very, very rare. Very, very rare in Pokemon games are there lightning types. And he's a lightning bird, so that's even cooler. Snorlax. I'm going to put him above Dragonite. Kabutops above Snorlax. Kabuto. And I'll put him below Mew. Although I do like the mystery behind Kabuto. Flareon. Yeah. These little puppies over here, I think they're dogs. Either that or cat. They're cat dogs. They look like cats, but I think they look like dogs too. I don't know. Flareon is going to go above, right under Snorlax. Jolteon is going above Snorlax, and Vaporeon, just the more plain-looking one out of the three evolved forms of Eevee. I'm gonna put Vaporeon underneath Dragonite, and then Eevee obviously is gonna go on top, above Jolteon, just because Eevee's fucking cute, man. Simple and cute. Gyarados. Gyarados is going to go right below Eevee. Because, like, Gyarados is fucking dope. It's a bitch and a half to try and, evolve Magikarp, that shitty fucking Pokemon, into Gyarados. It's just a little bit of a chore. It's not that annoying. I'm probably overselling it a little bit, but still. And then Magmar. Magmar is gonna go below Jolteon. I like the look of Magmar. He's cool and everything, but I like Electabuzz even more. And that's why I'm going to put Electabuzz right above Kabutops. Yeah. And then Scyther is going to go right below Electabuzz. Because Scyther's fucking badass, man. Scyther is cool as fuck looking. Let's see. Mr. Mime, I like him, but I don't like him as much as I like these top 10 right here. So Mr. Mime is going to go below Snorlax. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Below Snorlax. And I put Dragonite on the bottom of this, or one of the bottom slots on this list so far, just because Dragonite kind of looks plain. He's a badass Pokemon, and there's a lot of fond memories in the anime, don't get me wrong, but he's just kind of plain looking. I mean, I don't know. Staryu is going to go right below Kabuto. Yeah. Kangaskhan is going to go above Starmie. Even though I really like kangaroos, Kangaskhan is, he doesn't look all that much like a kangaroo. And that's the problem that I have. Chansey, although he's in every single even though there's always a Chansey with Nurse Joy, I'm going to put him lower on the tier list just because he's like the least interesting looking. But Chansey's cool though, don't get me wrong. Weezing, I'm gonna put up there just because, I don't know, Weezing is a guilty pleasure of mine. I like the way he looks, so I'm gonna put him right above Flareon. Yeah, that's a good spot for him. Lickitung. A lot of really cool, funny moments with Lickitung in the anime, but not a Pokemon I'd always want to choose. Just because in the original games he doesn't evolve into anything. He's interesting though, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to have to put him below Kangaskhan. Yeah, Hitmonchan is definitely going to be up there. Right below Kabutops, and then Hitmonlee is going all the way up there, man. Hitmonlee is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. He's just badass, man. Just look at him. He's this sinister motherfucker that just kicks the shit out of people, literally. Like, just so dope. And then, let's see, Marowak is gonna go... Marowak is gonna go... above Vaporeon? Yeah. Yeah, above Vaporeon. Cubone is going to go above Marowak, just because I like the way Cubone looks a little bit more, and like the story behind Cubone is pretty sad. Actually, I think I'm gonna bring Cubone up above Weezing. Above Weezing, yeah, just because like the backstory is fucking sad, man. Really sad. Imagine if that's how humans' lives worked. Like, as soon as our mom dies, we just take her skull and use it as our fucking head. Like, and put it over our head as a mask. That's fucking horrifying. Fuck that shit. Onyx. Onyx can go. I do like him because he's Brock's main Pokemon. But other than that, I'm going to put him right above Lickitung. Gengar is going to be up there. I just like the way the sinister look that Gengar gives, man. He's badass, and he's a really good fucking Pokemon, too. I'm going to put him right below Eevee. And then Haunter looks a little bit more badass than Gengar, so I'm going to put him right in front of Gengar. Doduo, first Pokemon card I ever got. You never forget that shit either. You never, ever, ever fucking forget that. Actually, the second Pokemon card I ever got, too, was Bellsprout. So, it's probably one of the reasons why Bellsprout is in the top tier as well. So, yeah, Doduo is going to be right behind Scyther, just because, like, I can't put many things against Scyther. Scyther's a badass, man. Golem's pretty cool. But I wouldn't say he's the best. He's cool looking, but and has a really strong defense too. So Golem I'm gonna put right above Dragonite. No, right above Flareon. Geodude. Geodude is one of my most favorite looking Pokemon. He's just simple, you know? I'm going to put him right above Haunter. And then Bellsprout. I don't have as fond of memories with him because he was my the second Pokemon card I ever got. But he is going to be right behind Weezing. And Machamp is going to be all the way up there. I don't give a fuck. I'll take it like a champ. Why not? A Machamp. Yeah. Second favorite Pokemon. Machoke is going to be up there too. Let's see. I'm going to put Machoke right behind Hitmonchan. Fuck yeah, that would be a hell of a match. Machoke versus Hitmonchan. Oh, dude, I would love to see that. Oh, just a CGI death battle. Just fight to the fucking death. That would be awesome. Okay, Alakazam. I'm going to put him right in front of... Actually, yeah, right in front of Weezing, behind Cubone. That makes sense. And then Kadabra, I'm going to put up there, up past Alakazam, just because my Kadabra card, man, I literally, that's one of my most prized possessions still to this day, is this fucking Kadabra card. I don't know why. It's not worth fucking anything, but I still love it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put him right in front of Alakazam. Poliwrath, although he's cool and he's a fighting type, he's going to be down a little bit. Right behind Kangaskhan. And then Poliwag. I just like Poliwag. He's cute and he's got a fucking tail. A little tadpole tail. Like, the attention to detail with this Pokemon is just awesome. I'm going to put him right behind Weezing. And then Arcanine. He's going to be down there. I don't have that fond of memories with Arcanine. But he is a fire type, which is pretty awesome. So, and he also is awesome looking. So I'll put him underneath Kabuto. And then Primeape. I'm going to put him, because still my favorite episode till this day. I will put him right under Hitmonchan. Then Mankey, I'm going to put him right... right behind Onix. Or no, right in front of Onix. Psyduck. Psyduck. Man. Such good times in the anime with this Pokemon. Just like, it's confused all the time, and it makes everybody else confused too. It's just a funny Pokemon. I'm gonna put him right in front of Snorlax. Meowth. Yeah, dude, Meowth is gonna be up there, dude. Why wouldn't he be? Right under Mewtwo. That's perfect. Perfect spot for Meowth. Dude, Meowth is the reason why the anime is so good. Him, Pikachu, and Team Rocket. And Brock. And Nurse Joy, obviously. Those are the 5 reasons why watching the anime is awesome. And Parasect. I'll put him pretty low. Right underneath Poliwrath. Underneath Mankey. There we go. Paris. Still one of my favorite Pokemon. Paris will go... above Psyduck. Jigglypuff. Yeah. Definitely going to be up there. In front of Doduo. Ninetales. What a beautiful Pokemon this is. Right above Jigglypuff. And Vulpix is going to be right under Poliwag. Pikachu is going to be way up there. Pikachu is just right under Hitmonlee. Right under Hitmonlee. Actually, no. Right under Machamp, rather. Just because I love fighting Pokemon so much. But just Pikachu is just so lovable and adorable. Like, you can't not put him top 5, at least. You know, top 5. Always. Arbok is just such a cool-looking fucking Pokemon. Look at that. He is going to go right underneath... Actually, no. I think he looks cooler than Ninetales, to be honest with you. Yeah. Arbok's going to be there, for sure. Ekans. Yeah, right under Scyther. That's a good spot for him. Ekans is going to go... let's see. Where do I want to put Ekans? It's cool that his name spells fucking snake backwards, and Arbok spells cobra backwards, so that's awesome. That's something that I didn't say yet. If you guys didn't know that, that's a fun fact. Atkins can go right above Poliwag. Alright, so we're getting to the last 3. Some of my favorite Pokemon. Blastoise. Let's see. Blastoise will go right underneath Hitmonchan. Yeah, that seems like a fair space for him. Squirtle's gonna be up there. Squirtle's just cool. He's cool looking. He's gonna be right above Jigglypuff. Charizard, man, such a hard place to be right now for him. Charizard is gonna go right under the legendary birds. He has to. He has to be at least top 10. Yeah, and Charmander. Last one. I'm gonna put Charmander right underneath Squirtle. So yeah, that looks good. Hitmonlee, Machamp, Pikachu, Mewtwo, Meowth, Zapdos, Moltres, Charizard, Electabuzz, Scyther, Arbok, Ninetales, Squirtle, Charmander, Jigglypuff, Doduo, Kabutops, Hitmonchan, Blastoise, Primeape, Machoke, Eevee, Geodude, Haunter, Gengar, Gyarados, Jolteon, Magmar, Paris, Psyduck, Snorlax, Mr. Mime, Cubone, Kadabra, Alakazam, Weezing, Ekans, Poliwag, Vulpix, Bellsprout, Golem. Actually, you know what? Vulpix looks a little out of place. I'm going to put Vulpix right above Onix. There we go. So yeah, Bellsprout, Golem, Flareon, Dragonite, Marowak, Vaporeon, Mew, Kabuto, Arcanine, Kangaskhan, Poliwrath, Mankey, Parasect, Vulpix, Onix, Lickitung, Staryu, and Chansey. Yeah, so thank you everybody for coming in. This is my tier list for Gen 1 Pokemon. The next tier list is going to be a lot shorter since there's only like 90 something Pokemon as opposed to 151. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely please smash that like button if you want, or dislike button if you didn't agree with anything that I said and you want to still help the channel out. Feel free. Dislike button is fine. I'm totally cool with that. Definitely helps the channel out. Also, if you guys want to subscribe, definitely feel free. If you like these tier lists and want to see more, then also instead of just subscribing, definitely please hit that notify bell so that way you know when I'm going live with these tier lists and putting out content and shit like that. And also definitely please share this tier list with your friends. I would love to see what they think, what you think. Definitely type down in the comments. If you wanted to see a Pokemon get higher, let me know. And tell me what your favorite Pokemon is, because I definitely want to, well, at least your favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. We'll talk about Gen 2 Pokemon either next week or the week after. So yeah, leave it down in the comments, and thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. I couldn't do this without you. I wouldn't want to talk about Pokemon for however many hours I've been talking about them if there was nobody watching. So thank you. It really makes me happy that you are willing to watch. And good night, everybody. Peace out. Stay safe. And I will talk to you guys next week for my I'll be playing some Resident Evil 2 1998 on stream, and I'll be playing what's the mode called again? Arranged mode. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a short stream, and it's going to be pretty overpowered, so I can't wait to actually delve into arranged mode. So I love you guys. Mwah. Peace out, guys. See you later.